hi everybody, I am your androgynous AI game show host from the future, Caster, and this is the Neon Caster Twitch channel. And with me is the amazing agender avian Raffi. Hi, hello.
Howdy, y'all. How's it hootin'? We're here for episode 6, the start of run number 4. This is gonna be the one. All those other times, those were warm-ups, hand warmers. Those were purely research. If I said they were the one before, I meant that is the one that's going to give us the information for the real run, which is in the future and not that one, because it's this one.
We did learn some important new things about the what happens between Gym 2 and Gym 3, which is a lot of murder. As it turns out, you're going to be prepared for a lot of bullshit.
Yes, pain, suffering.
Also, did you work on an intro just for the show? The How's It Hitting? Because that's delightful. I love that.
I can actually attribute How's It Hootin' to Vex. They very kindly drew some art of some gift art involving Raffi saying that, and I was so smitten. It has now leached its way into my common parlance.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. A major thing has changed on the 4th timeline. You can see my team above me up there. I don't know why I'm looking up. We're in PNG tuber today, so no neck movement. Caster's neck be stiff. But we're not running. I'm not running Oshawott this time. I've been Raffi's previous research told me that apparently Snivy is the worst choice of the 3. But to be real, Pansear is so bad, so bad as an option. And the fight that we had last session, where I was up against a leech seeding, growthing Snivy that was just refusing to die and dealing large amounts of chip damage to my entire team. Because it was in a sandstorm area as well, so I was taking sandstorm and leech seed chip damage, and it was miserable. I think that's what did the run-in for me. So I don't want that to happen again.
No, never again.
No. So we're going to be rocking it with the Snivy this time. We're going to hope that this works out a little bit better. But what we need to do to get this party started is that we need to go and decide the nickname of our starter Pokemon.
Yeah, we got some names to deal out. Let's see. Man, you would think I'd be thinking of this, and I was.
Oh god, head empty. I didn't think of one at all.
You know what? Yeah, I'm sticking close to my roots. Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, if you could do the countdown, please.
Of course. 3, 2, 1, poof.
There.
Oh, sorry, what? Veil?
There, like green, V-E-R-T.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so mine was Hoots, sticking to my roots. I might be trash, you can't give me the boots. If we do Hoots Ver, that's okay. Ver Hoots sounds German and could also, unless we put in a space, be read as Verthoots.
Verhoots definitely sounds like something I could cast in Final Fantasy XIV. So I like that. Oh, okay. Thank you for the follow, Sukacube. That's a familiar name. How you doing? Sukacube, indeed. V-E-R-T, we can put a space in.
Yeah, let's put a space in.
Verhoots.
I almost did not get the second O, so it's about to be Verhots.
Verhoots. Got it. Nice.
Are you okay with the nickname Verhoots?
Interesting choice, she says, her voice going up 2 octaves.
Yeah, being like, I mean, I guess they're 12. This was bound to happen.
As I recall, Pokemon Black and White, the kids are specifically supposed to be 16, 15, 16.
Oh.
Yeah. This is because they were kind of pushing for a new era. They were like, oh no, these kids are older. Which I think probably tracks with the nature of the plotline, because it is a child abuse story, which I don't think is one, or it would hit different if everybody was in the ballpark of 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Plus, I think what's going on with N, just in general, also hits, I think, a bit more significantly when they are at like 15, 16. You know, that's very much a high school. There's some high school shit going on with that kid.
True. I know in high school I was able to just like point at someone and summon a Pokemon to attack them with the raw power of my gender, I guess.
It's like in the same way that being a Disney princess is a gender, and that you sing and then birds come to your aid.
Exactly.
It also means that in Black and White 2, all the characters are 17 to 18 while going about their jobs, and that makes sense to me. You know, I was like, you can't be under 18 and running a gym, but Iris sure is out there. Iris, who is solidly 9.
Yeah. Iris being like, I got my level, like, what, 59 Dragonite and my ABCs. I'm all set.
You know, who needs a smartphone when you have, like, a level 80 Hydreigon? Okay, Route 1 again.
Okay, nope, this is the first time we've ever seen... I don't know about you, I've never stepped onto Route 1 before, and I think this is...
We've never stepped onto Route 1 in autumn before, so...
True. And I am so glad Professor Juniper is laying out how to catch this Pokemon. Because I have completely forgotten how to play this game.
Just getting all the bad RNG out of the way. She gets the bad RNG and her Minchino dies.
It crashes.
Oh yes, we were talking about, before we went on air, we were talking about how in a previous timeline, not this timeline, I happened to lose one of the tutorial battles, which was a problem because I was behind on EXP curve for a while, and that was actually really annoying. But also the fact that the game kind of continues regardless, when largely the tutorial fights are supposed to kind of lowball it to you. So much so that in Diamond and Pearl, you're put up against the level 2 Starly when your Pokemon is like level 5. And if you happen to lose that fight, the game crashes. So, you know, they really wanted you to win that one. Quite important.
Not only did they want you to win it, they assumed surely there's no way.
Like they just planned no dialogue for if you happen to lose that fight. All right.
However, if you crash the game that way 10 times in a row, Professor Oak gives you a missing no.
Yeah, some proper Ben drowned shit. I never really read video game copy pasta back in the day. I read the Tails doll copy pasta from forever ago. I do remember that one, but I don't think... Oh, Lillipup is the opener. Okay.
Okay, let's hope I have such luck. I get a Pabrad. Well, we're getting an interesting divergence at the start, I suppose.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we should check our natures and whatnot. I actually checked my nature ahead of time. That Pabrad came real close to dying, but it did not. Good to know their hoots.
It's hard.
Yeah, for viewers, I had a Tepig last time. I have a Tepig this time also, as you can see at the bottom. I checked after, the run deflated, we'll say. Wow, you missed that catch. I'm surprised.
Oh,
but
gosh. Huh. I just kind of like tabbed away for a second because it was pinged elsewhere. And just assumed that I would be getting the little catch alert, but I guess not.
But,
okay, there we go.
Previous Tepig of mine had the worst IVs, so I am... Hey Sam, how's it going?
Hiya, good evening, good evening.
Okay,
alright.
I am ready insofar as I'm at the screen. Gonna think of something.
Alright, give me the countdown when you're ready, because I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, no.
Howl.
So I was thinking of this as in like missing no, so it's N-O dot. So do you want to do howl no, as in howl number, or like N-O dot space howl, so it's like number howl?
Number howl, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
I can count to one, from 1 to awu.
Did somebody say awu?
Hello. Joining us this evening, special guest. Introduce yourself, special guest.
Hi. Well, if Raffi over there is the the amazing agender avian, I am the tremendous tuneful T-girl, Sam.
Hey.
Pleased to be here. I definitely did not brainstorm that for several minutes on the way here while running errands.
It has been a hot second since I got to actually like chat to you on mic and say hi. How are you doing?
I know. I'm doing okay. It's been a crazy however amount of time since we last spoke, but I'm personally doing all right. I hope you're doing good too.
No, I'm doing very good today, actually. I spent most of this week having latent recovery from maybe COVID, who knows? Yeah, it was looking after a family member, and they happened to have come down with COVID just before I arrived, and we didn't work that out until halfway through my stay with them. So upon returning home, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna lock myself in the cave for a week and just see if I recover.
And then you went home and were like, God, these candles I ordered from Amazon are terrible. I can't smell them at all.
No. Fortunately, the I guess experimental vaccine that I had ages ago, I was part of the Novavax trial.
Novavax.
Novavax, I know, right? What a cool name.
How many superpowers have you developed?
See, if I get like an extra booster, I will officially become an X-Man, but
I'm an X-Man.
There we go, we got jokes, people.
See, the wonderful thing about me being in voice chat now is that my puns aren't on a delay anymore, because half the time you'd be like, oh, I'm an X-Man. And then I'd be like, oh, ha ha ha, I'm an X-Man. And then like my internet is Fisher-Price tier. So by the time I've put that in, you guys are like, oh my God, my Pokemon died. I'm so sad. And it's totally contextless. So, I'm glad I can make my terrible mom jokes in real time now. So
revel in the moment.
What level are we going to try to get our
assistant? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I passively our starter's probably going to aim for level 7, but I'm kind of trying to get the level 2 that we just caught to like level 4 or 5, just to
also,
nourish it, get it healthy.
We got to make sure our displays update. What?
Oh yeah, it didn't update. Oh, it's because it is not in line of sight. Let me fix that.
I hadn't noticed the name of your starter. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that Vert was suggested by Nathan.
Now, you'd think that, but actually I think I speak more French between the two of us, so...
You do. There we go.
But you also speak more hoots between the two of them, so...
You got me there, you got me there.
Rafi officially speaks bird. It's true. Confirmed.
Who?
Oh, God.
That's just going to be this for the next 3 hours, Sam. Strap in.
I get to make that joke once per stream.
Hey, Rafi, while you guys are grinding, have you forgotten N's full name yet?
I think... No, okay. It's Naturia, right? Natura?
You're in the ballpark, but no.
I know I'm in the ballpark. I've been playing in this ballpark for years.
Just playing in the ballpark of what ends name. Also, hi Supercube. Thank you for being patient and waiting out the 10 minutes. I can turn that the fuck off now. Black History Month is over. I no longer need to be cautious about what I say. In the break, I'll probably tweak the moderation settings or something. Actually, I think, Rafi, you have access to mod settings. Depending on if I tab away from it, I have to mess with my setup to do so. So feel free,
sure. Yeah,
if you get bored with current setup, to go and set the settings to wherever you deem appropriately spicy for the energy of this channel. I'm giving you a lot of power here.
Okay, followers only for 3 months. Got it. Emotes only.
No items, final destination.
Yeah. So I need to establish the most competitive environment for this stream.
For the Twitch chat. Also, a heads up, I may have to suddenly drop at like 4:30 because my father-in-law may or may not be coming to continue replacing the ceiling in our bathroom. This is very exciting to the viewership. And if so, I will go off to help him out if I need, and also just not be blathering about Pokemon, and also so you guys don't hear really loud ceiling replacing noises in the background of your voice chat.
I think that could be really exciting tone setting Foley work, actually.
But yeah, this is basically a chill talk show where we also scream about our Pokemon dying. So feel free to appear and disappear as thou wilt. No problem at all.
I will.
Wow, the whip sound effect on Vine Whip is very good.
I'm joining you guys on voice chat, though.
Yes!
Nice to have you.
So I'm curious, what is your Pokemon history, Sam? What did you play in the past or in the present? Who knows?
So, Pokemon has a pretty important role in my history because I think it was the first game that I ever owned. Like, I remember as a kid, I was the little cousin who would just sit and watch her cousins play games. Like, that was also my relationship to Kingdom Hearts. I would just go over, to my cousin's house and watch him play all the way through it. And kind of same thing. I remember one of my cousins showing me the beginning of the game, and I picked a Chikorita. And then she was like, "Oh, you just hit the nickname option." And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to nickname it." So it says like set Chikorita's nickname, and for some reason she put Chikoritas instead of just Chikorita in there because I didn't want to nickname it. So my Chikorita was named Chikoritas. But yeah, when the Game Boy Advance came out, I was given a hand-me-down Game Boy Color in Pokemon Silver, and I just played the absolute shit out of it. Followers only, not Black History Month, I can say shit, I think.
Yes. What's a criteria Twitch is set for Black History Month, where we must all be on our best behavior?
Yeah, I love that energy of, yeah, man, it's Black History Month. Behave.
Yeah, be palatable to the mostly white owners of the advertising companies for Black History Month. But anyway, to continue my Pokemon ramble, so I played Silver, absolutely loved it, and then tried a couple Gen 3s, never got very far in them. And then in high school, when Will convinced me to buy a 3DS on launch day, we both played through Pokemon Black and White, respectively. And that was the last Pokemon game I really sunk my teeth into. And I really liked it. So I'm glad you guys are doing Black and White, because it's, I think it's my favorite.
Yeah,
Gen
no,
2,
mine too.
Like, Silver has the nostalgia points, but now that I'm an adult, I'm aware that it is very broken. But I really, really like Gen 5.
Yeah, it's a cool. We talked about a little bit about this on previous apps, but I really enjoy how this game managed to suggest the idea of an urban sprawl within its tech limits in a really effective way that like the other previous games weren't able to quite manage. Like Saffron City, it was funny how I didn't really kind of feel Saffron City being a city until the Smash Brothers stage. When you're like, oh yeah, this is what it's supposed to actually look and feel like.
Yeah, it's very hardware. The hardware limits really ran up to it. And also, Game Freak has just kind of never been particularly good at programming games. God love them, but
they have their strengths, not that.
I'd just like to briefly, speaking of hardware limits, I am really enjoying the fact that you had to key out the white background, or you had to key out white to get
Yeah,
the
so Lillipup's eyes are now soulless.
Lilliput is haunted. Just no howl.
yeah. Yeah, it's no howl because the howl is redacted. It's an SCP Lilliput.
Lilliput opens its mouth, static.
Just absolute, like, blank sign from Mystic Lily's energy from this.
Oh, yes. That was going to be the other question I wanted to ask you is, like, what tabletop stuff has you been up to? But we might get into that as the stream goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to, before we get to that, I want to briefly say, as Sukla Cube says, I love Pokemon. I'd love to attempt a Nuzlocke, but I've never even beaten a Pokemon game before. And I am curious if that is a matter of, like, not having the time to put towards it, or if it's, you know, running into some of the difficulty walls or something
If
like
it
that.
has thwarted you. I mean, I can understand. I remember as a kid really enjoying playing Pokemon Red until I was scared to go into Diglett Tunnel because that sounded scary. But you need to do that to get Flash to make the other scary tunnel actually doable. So I was walled for a while until I realized that I needed to go and do it.
That's very interesting to me that Diglett Tunnel is the part of the game they're like, this sounds too scary, considering...
So I had the you know, at the time, oh no, okay, a solid attack, we're fine, we're breathing, cool. Had time beating games, had to play them for several hours and then forget about them completely. Mood. There are definitely big game like RPGs that I've started playing for like 5 hours, then put down for something else and never returned to. So I absolutely understand. Back in the day when you could go to your local news agents, I don't know if that's necessarily the term that you use in the US, but where you'd get your newspapers and magazines from. Also, highlight King of Mars. And they would have magazines for like game guides. You could buy like, not Prima for some reason, but there was like basically a British published guide to Pokemon Red and Blue. So I had that, and then it highlighted that you could find dig dog trios, and the game was like, watch out for dog trios, they're gonna fuck your day up, you're gonna die. And I'm like, okay.
They will devour you in real life.
I love the idea of like a Fox News style scare reporting where it's like, is your child going to encounter a Doug trio?
Yes, the dig scare.
Like, they definitely did a report on PictoChat, and they were like, anyone can talk to your child on PictoChat. And it was very funny because it assumes anyone ever used PictoChat.
Yeah.
Oh, have you never been to a convention and booted PictoChat when that was a thing? Also, you're liking what you craft. Excellent. Love. I do a lot of like crafting, like either painting or Photoshop asset work. while watching people's streams, so it always makes me happy knowing that other people are doing the same. So you craft. Hi, Take Two. Good evening. I hope you're having a good one. You've been out there busy streaming.
When I do Ring Fit workouts, focusing on squats and stuff like that, I think that also counts as asset work.
Nice.
Yeah, need to commit to actually playing that game again. My knees are so old, Sam.
I feel you. I feel you.
It's better now because it's now actually sunny outside. I'm going for walks every lunchtime, and just generally my body is like, do you realize that just going on casual walks is good for you? And I'm like, yes, I know. I've always known this. I enjoy walking. It just isn't possible when it's bucketing outside.
Yeah. I basically need my wife to like force me to go on walks because I like them, but it's kind of like, I don't know if you can relate to this, but for me, like reading books is the same thing where I'm always like, I like this, I know I like this, and I should do it, and I really should start reading this book, and I know I like reading this book, and then I just don't do it. So...
Yeah, why would you read a book? That sounds like such a commitment. Anyway, here's another 3.5 video about an anime you've never watched.
God,
Oh, don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare!
Coming for you.
I hate you.
I was literally rewatching Hazel's 2.5-hour video on Elfen Lied at work today because it was extremely dead.
They hated the bird because what they said was true.
I don't understand how my priorities work, where it's like, I don't have time for anything except for this 3.5-hour video about human revolution. That I will make time for.
I've not played any Deus Ex games, but I'll certainly watch
my
the guy
God.
talk about them.
Nathan, my friend, my love, you are a
no.
fan of Cyberpunk.
It's on the list. The reason why is because it's a first-person game, and I struggle with that genre a lot,
Yeah,
and I don't want it.
Don't worry, Sam. I'm working them up over time. We're starting with Metroid Prime, which barely requires first-person competency aside.
Oh
from,
my
like,
god, it's so hard!
Nathan really, it's.
It's genuinely
does not like-
difficult.
Nathan does not like holding R to look up, so they will just not and then get upset that they can't lock onto something that's like 20 degrees higher.
To be fair, the controls in Metroid Prime are like very impressive for 2002, and I do think get used to-able. But fun fact, I am also doing Raffi's influence is great and widespread. I am also doing a run through of Metroid Prime. It is my 4th time trying to run through the game.
Are you sure it was your 5th?
No, it's only my 4th.
Okay.
The first 2 only barely count because one of them I was dead tired and dropped almost immediately, and the second one I was in high school and I could not play video games until college. Like I just couldn't do it. But the 3rd time I ran into a lot of issues and found it very difficult and kind of stopped after I repeatedly got my ass handed to me. And one of them is like, apologies for anyone who has not played Metroid Prime because I'm going to get into the control weeds a little bit here, but basically in Metroid Prime you have a charge beam where you hold down a button to charge, and then the button next to it is a button that you have to hit repeatedly to do a dash back and forth. And wow, my thumb does not like holding down one button and then repeatedly mashing another button at the same time. So I have my controls really goofily homebrewed where the A button is right bumper on an Xbox controller, and that works so much better for me. So if it helps you, I think Metroid Prime is a game
Mess with the
where
button mapping to
the
get it.
The ability to mess with the buttons in an emulator is kind of to your benefit.
Oh yeah.
I think
also did not know that pickup items make a noise. And I had like nothing 10 hours into the game.
Yeah, she was like 10 hours into the game, you know, barely any missile tanks or energy tanks. Why is the game so hard?
I mean, fair. I think so. Because in every other like modern twin stick game, you can just look up and down whenever you want, and I keep trying to. and then realizing that I need to actually hold a button specifically to do that. And it's like, I see. This is unhelpful, but okay. It's small fiddly things. But it makes me spend the entire time playing it and being like, the stage design of this is really neat. I don't understand why this couldn't be a third-person game, but otherwise, yeah, I want to see, or I think we resolved at the end of it. I've been keeping an eye on chat and people are talking about dice, and I do want to talk about that as well, but we got caught in the weeds. I'll get to you, chat. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. We're having a chat after the most recent session of playing Metroid Prime, where I was like, I really liked the Igavanias, so Symphony of the Night onwards, which are like RPGs, because there's such amount of self-expression you can do in building your character out, especially like Araya and Dawn of Sorrow, where every single enemy you defeat gives you potentially a new item or ability that you can use. So it's really exciting to go to a new area because you didn't know what you would find. You fight a new enemy, you're like, ooh, what ability do they have? And then you also then use those abilities to go back to places you couldn't before. But Metroid, as an entire series, as I understand, is more about giving you a really narrow range of tools and expecting you to learn to become an expert at them to be able to do bits and pieces. And I understand that difference. That's a very important, very valid difference. But man, if there was a menu that could let me like fuck with my beam settings, like it does less damage, but like the targeting area for auto targeting was larger or something like that. Ooh. If I could set like elemental damage real early on my beam. Ooh.
Caster, this is a Pokemart.
Yeah, this 7-Eleven clerk who have been explaining my personal philosophies on game design too. They're like, are you going to be buying that bottle of Jack Daniels or not? I will be buying the bottle of Jack Daniels, but hold on, I'm getting there.
You're like, I just needed something to gesticulate with.
You're scaring the customers. Yes, I was scared when I had to fight the giant plant monster too, but...
Flagra is a wonderful metaphor for seasonal affective disorder. You turn its sunlight off and then it withers.
Gosh. But yes, dice making... as to actually engage with the chat like I'm supposed to be as an online entertainer, as I'm told. No, I don't want another potion. Really cool. I've not really, because I'm so used to rolling dice with you two and others, like digitally with Americans, I don't get to get any bonus items from that guy, that's fine. I've not really played in person much at all. Even though we're now in a circumstance where we can play with roll dice with people in person, it's still all digital for me. So I've never really had to buy new dice even in the before times. So it's always, I look at really fancy kind of like glitter suspended resin dice being like, those are fucking pretty. I will never use one. Very, very pretty math rocks that I will never touch. But maybe, I just go and buy a very... I mean, I do have a game releasing tomorrow, maybe tonight, that uses D8s. We'll discuss about the release of that game at the end of the stream. But I'm like, that uses D8s. And the reason why I do that is specifically so because they look like crystals, and that entirely fits the Final Fantasy ass nature of that game. So maybe I go and treat myself to some gem like, yeah, Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Legend D8s.
And are you ready to beat up a random alley cat?
Yeah, and sure does put like fingers to their lips, blow a whistle, and then just a cat just jumps out from the background.
The cat just wanted to get pet, and you're like, oh no, attack!
You haven't seen much of my tabletop content, but you've been meaning to, because tabletop is one of your special interests. Well, you've come to the right place! In addition to designing my own tabletop RPGs at sixofspades.itch.io, somebody who isn't fighting N, please put that URL in the chat, thank you.
That's my purpose.
Yeah! But also, we stream usually one-shots and micro-campaigns on this channel on a semi-regular basis, once a month at minimum, sometimes more because production time. We tend to do things a little bit more fancy than the same grid of webcams with no audio. No shade, but it does require a bit of prep time to do. So I don't get to do them sometimes as often as I like. But yeah, I've got some exciting ones that I want to do in the coming months, actually. There is, so you're wondering where I've gathered all you all here this evening, which is a house on Haunted Hill. Oh, no URLs allowed. I see, because that's one of the limitations. I'm gonna have to just sort this now, aren't I? Give me a sec, because that's actually really annoying if nobody can post links.
Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, you can put that limit on. I'll also make you a mod, Sam, because you get to be.
You have the power. Abuse. I mean, be of use.
Should be the ability to make you a mod, excuse me. Maybe later. Maybe in the ad break. It's fine.
I don't know why I expected you to say maybe in the afterlife. This time when our Pokemon die, we go to hell.
Block hyperlinks. We're going to turn that off for a moment.
Okay.
See,
it's fine.
What is the name of the starting city?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
I'm trying to remember if there's anything of
Aspertia.
value.
Aspertia is the starting city, I believe.
No, this is Cumula.
Ah.
The one we're in right now. I was just checking to see if there's anything of value for us to get. We can get a Pokeball from a man in a building next to the gate. I'm good, honestly.
A single Pokeball. There's somebody who has like a Dusk Ball later. Oh, you missed the Dice Talk.
Next time.
To summarize the Dice Talk, math rocks are cool. I play most of my games digitally and therefore never really have much of a use for them. But a new game that I am releasing imminently uses D8s as a mechanic and is based on 2000s era JRPGs like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Golden Sun, and Skies of Arcadia, and therefore having some high fantasy gem looking ass. If I use this, I can cast fire magic. Looking ass D8, it feels appropriate. Also, Number Howl has outleveled Verhoots, so we're gonna have to fix that. Mostly because Lillipup actually hits really hard and is useful.
Must be nice, I say, looking at my Patrat with contempt.
Eventually it'll learn. You'll learn Bide.
Did Will catch a worse version of a Pokemon for once? This is historic.
Okay, I am heading into the next route. Gonna be stepping in the grass. I gotta fully agree with the D8. I think they are the prettiest dice. They just have a very pleasing shape, and it's a Lillipup. I'm back in there.
Okay. Yeah, no, watch this be a Purloin. What's this?
God. It totally could be. It has a... Let me see. Yeah, okay. We got 40% chance for Patrat, 40% chance for Lillipup, and 20% chance for Purloin.
Okay. So less likely.
You could also go for Rustling Grass to get an Audino.
The Audino this early?
The return of Big Cutie. Big Tootie, but it's a 2. Like a number 2.
Yeah. Okay, what we got? We have a Patrat. Parity has been achieved.
Advantages nullified.
Although this does mean that basically we can just level up our Lillipups separately, and then if one dies, it doesn't ruin the other person.
True.
So, Worth considering.
Love the idea of having these pat rats as basically like just sacrifice life for the Lilliput.
There'll be a
In
point
case
in the
of
game where that will be genuinely important. So,
Oh yeah.
In case of emergency, break rat.
oh, don't let Joe hear you.
I know. I was like, oh, Joe's not in the chat to hear me.
I stand pretty good odds on catching first try.
Okay, I'm ready to deliver a nickname.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was worried there. If I decided to use bite again, I might be in trouble. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. Pups.
Gang.
Pups gang.
Oh my
Let's
god.
go. Is do we want to make Pups gang all caps? Because it's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Does the naming system allow for a pound symbol?
Oh,
Hashtag
wait.
Pups Gang would be amazing.
Okay.
Oh, we do have the ability to do that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Hashtag.
Hashtag pups gang.
Yeah. Tweet at us on Twitter. Hashtag Pups gang. No, we will not see it. We are not monitoring this hashtag.
Oh boy. Okay, pups gang obtained. Right. I'm still okay. So important thing to remember at this stage is that Bide is a threat.
Big threat.
Big threat. Do
Yeah,
not
we need-
try and go for the kill if they do the Bide, because they will just sit at 1 HP.
Yeah, Bide not only aside from all of the effects that are written down, it also just increases their will to live out of spite.
Oh my god, because of the color, the color masking, Pat Rat has just black tooth.
My Pups gang is wearing a tiny hat, I think.
Oh my god. That's his third eye.
Pups gang, kick your third eye open. Oh my god. This is basically some like Del the funky Homo sapien hieroglyphics shit.
It's cool, Will. That means that your Lilliput can learn the Tri-Beam from Dragon Ball Z and just murk your opponents until Akira Toriyama forgets it exists.
Do I want to level up Pups gang? Well, no, not really.
Yeah, not really. Oh wait, I should check my. I should check.
Oh,
Pups
I haven't
gang
even I haven't looked at my
nature.
stats at any point. Hold on.
Oh, Pups gang is minus defense plus special attack. Unfortunate.
Snivy is timid plus speed minus attack, which is Snivy is largely a physical attacker. I forget. Lillipup is plus special attack minus defense, which actively useless, and so is Pups gang. Cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Nobody gets a good Pokemon.
My geez, no, my Number Howl and my Verhoots are both neutral nature.
I mean, preferable. Let's
Ooh,
wiggle
okay.
that.
I love that. Hey, pop quiz chat, what is the % chance that Ember can burn? Co-host, you also count as chat for the purpose.
I
Isn't it
want
like
to
10%.
Ember. 25.
Okay, it's 25% from Caster, 10% from Sam. Chat, give me a number.
Price is
Damn,
right,
look at
higher or
this-
lower than
look at
25.
this engagement Raffi is bringing.
Yeah,
Your
here's
metrics
the...
are about to go sky high.
Yeah. People love posting numbers, let me tell you. You can tell because we've gotten
Because
a
no
lot.
one's posted a number.
I mean, when I stream Lost Kingdoms, at the end of every stage, they give me a spread of 6 cards face down, and I ask the chat to go pick numbers from 1 to 6. So yeah, love to ask chat for numbers. It's basically the primary source of interaction on this channel.
Okay, chat, you have 10 seconds to put in a percentage between 0 and 100.
The
I could
pressure's
look
on.
up the answer in that time.
Yeah, you probably should.
Okay, time is... Oh, okay, Super Cube.
9.
9.
Okay.
9%.
Caster said that Ember has a 25% chance to burn the target. Sam said 10, and Suko Cube said 9, which I'm interpreting as 9%, not 900%. That would be that would be an uncharitable assumption. The answer is in fact 10%. So,
Excellent.
Supla, you know more about Pokemon than Caster. Congratulations.
Yeah,
on the stream.
Somebody please mod Supercube, thanks.
My brain is basically allergic to video game details, so the fact that I remembered the percentage Ember has to burn, or just guessed it very luckily, but I'm going to choose to believe remembered, is this makes me very happy.
I'm scared because I can feel I'm getting cocky with the amount of like power and XP. Like we have 3
Fights you're doing in a row without healing.
The absolute enemy of any Nuzlocke is confidence. Like, the more terrified you are, the better you do. The problem is that, like, it's very difficult to maintain a state of raw terror and have fun playing a video game. So...
Not good for my constitution.
Yeah. Eventually, the hormone receptors in your brain just go, okay, we need to give you a little serotonin at least.
The problem is
that's where they get you.
That's where they get you.
The problem is that, yeah, I'm just not... Nothing is instilling fear right now. You know, things on this route are what?
4 to 9? 4 to 7, yeah.
4 to 7.
The
And
trainers have level
trainers are
9
also
max.
all 7 with a single Pokemon. So, like, okay, yeah, when we throw down with Bianca at the end of it, yeah, I'm gonna want to probably get everyone up to 8 for that, but like, it's not.
You're just coasting.
We're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're in pretty good standing. Part of me is also like, well, you know, having a rounded like EXP spread across my team is like good, so everybody can kind of still pull their weight when things kind of get drastic. But I'm like, the moment that the starter evolves, it becomes an effing powerhouse. We should probably try and hit that early.
I mean, hashtag yes all evolutions. They are all a pretty significant, at least between. You know, I'm saying words. Let me back up what I'm saying by actually looking at how their stats change as they evolve. Okay. Lillipup also evolves at 16. Goodness. Okay. So let's see. I feel like we got a Herdier at one point.
Yeah. No, we've never made it to a Herdier.
Okay, so... Oh, I should actually get a starter's stats up for comparison. Oh, and they... Okay, our starters evolved at 17. That's kind of weird that they fluctuate between 16 and 17.
Yeah. Because I was very expecting it to be 16 and I was disappointed when it didn't evolve last time. in the previous timeline. Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about what tabletop stuff you've been doing, Sam.
I remembered. So basically what I've been doing is I'm part of one campaign right now. And it is run by someone you may know because they're in this very call.
Oh! I didn't realize Late King of Mars was...
And it's you. No, it's being run by Raffi, using their game Mystic Lilies, which for anyone in the chat who is a fan of tabletop RPGs, Raffi also makes tabletop RPGs and is also really, really good at it.
Very good at it. Oh my gosh.
These to our friends.
Thank you.
They're both excellent at what they do, and you should check out all of their stuff. And Raffi's game Mystic Lilies is part of a fantastic, I feel like kind of unsung in the mainstream genre of tabletop RPGs, which is a social conflict game. Where instead
Social
of being
PvP.
yeah, where instead of being like, we are a party and we go out and we fight the bad guy, it's like, we are a group of dubiously to extremely textually bad people, and we are going to have conflict amidst each other to try and gain social standing, one-up each other. Some of us will have romantic links and those might fall apart or get stronger, etc., etc. And this particular one, this again will probably come as a big surprise to anyone looking at Raffi's avatar, but they happen to be a furry, and I might also
News to
happen
me.
to be a furry. So they're basically playing like furry Danganronpa, but everyone has magical powers. The campaign. It's called Warm Blooded, and it's been extremely, extremely fun. And I play a closeted gay disaster who is like at this very prestigious school, is basically like permanently 1 second away from just having a complete breakdown because her shit is not working that she's trying to do at the school. And basically like has a real tendency to just blow up on other people and or frame them for destroying other people's stuff. She's horrible. I love her. So it's been a super fun campaign. Yeah.
There's something really satisfying about, because you get it in the bad old days. I remember when I used to like read and post on /TG on 4chan, and they would kind of talk about like horror stories of terrible players and the nature of like, oh, we're gonna do an evil campaign. This means that we have an excuse to be bigots and all that kind of like garbage. And you're like, oh yeah. And so it's like, oh, there's no reason for you to try and be a bad person intentionally in a tabletop RPG. But wait, no, it is very doable actually, if the systems allow you to do it in a way that is narratively interesting and not bigoted.
Yeah. It's also great to do with a group of people that like really trust each other as friends and as creatives, because then like you can really, obviously with everybody's like okay and with good safety tools in place, like you can go to some pretty dark places and it can be really cathartic to do so. Like to make a story whose themes are tailor-made to you and then explore sort of darker things within a story whose themes are tailor-made to you and your friends is just really cool. It's really nice. And we have just like a really amazing group of players. Your present company included, even though I haven't, Nathan, gotten to play with you in a while, but let's hope that changes soon. Because yeah, it's been really, really fun. And also like frickin' Raffi really turns it up when it comes to production value. Like this campaign has an anime opening that they
it does.
They use DJ software to play songs in the background and like make them slower or reverbed or bit crushed or whatever to fit the mood. It's very good.
Sukacube says, in the 9th grade, a kid in the tabletop club at school said the arsehole had something told a specific teacher and he had to do 100 push-ups. Which, that'll do it.
Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky.
I hope that he had to roll a D100 for how many push-ups he had to do and then crit.
That's a very Twilight Zone style punishment plan. We will use tabletop to determine your punishment.
Live by the dice, die by the dice, baby.
0-0. That means no push-ups, right? Teacher glowers over. I think you'll find it quite the opposite.
It means
That's just season 1. That's just season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh, where he just murdered people with games.
Oh, something else that's really cool about Raffi's game Mystic Lilies. By the way, you should have me on as often as possible because I love to gas my friends up. So I will I will do the shameless plugs that you are embarrassed to do. By the way, listen to Campaign Skyjacks. Nathan is amazing on it.
So good. They are the best.
Oh
They
no.
are fantastic. Oh my god. But anyway, back to gassing up my other friends. Unlike a lot of other tabletop games, Mystic Lilies uses a playing card system, which is really cool. Like basically your powers are activated by like a specific number in a specific suit, and like you draw a hand at the beginning of the round. So like resource management is really important to it. And you can also get more cards, but that's usually contingent on you either accidentally or mostly intentionally failing something you're trying to do. So it's really cool. It further incentivizes you to just like as I expressed about one player that I really like, who has a tendency to just really go hog wild, to drive your character like a stolen car.
For sure. It's been I remember my first session of Mystic Lilies. Also, a brief, I guess, trigger warning for body horror, because that's the nature of this anecdote. But the first time we played Mystic Lilies, I played a character who was an alien. They were, let's see if I can recall, because this was now quite a while ago. They were specifically trying to find the next human on Earth that they could bless with understanding in a very kind of like Bloodborne Eldritch horror kind of way. And one of
like the truth in Full Metal Alchemist, that kind of understanding that's not pleasant to gain.
And one of the other characters was a mage who was doing very unethical experiments in dreams, and she wanted to get inside my character's head, because, you know, what kind of dreams does an alien have? That would be wild. And they dreamed that they were at the dining table of the mansion that happened to be on the moon, that they were interred in. And what the alien served for dinner, using garden shears from the greenhouse, was removing her left eye and then force feeding it to the mage, and then we all had to take a 10-minute break.
It was great. Also,
I was kind of like, I've not really done much in the way of horror and tabletop before. This is great. I'm gonna do this all the time.
You took to it very naturally.
Or Captain Oromar Vale would not be the spooky, like Zabel Zorak Lord Raptor ass pirate that they are now. If not for
I was just about to joke, and Nathan never did body horror again.
ever again. It was too dangerous. You know, empires will fall if all of my power levels are only.
Yeah, that was such a good campaign.
Very good.
I have a childhood love of the Disney movie Hunchback of Notre Dame. It is, oh boy, a relic of its time. Goodness gracious, are white people saying the G slur near constantly in that movie?
Oh yeah.
But, I really
we
love
can't
it.
even make them do 100 push-ups.
And there are certain elements of it that I think have aged beautifully among the elements that have aged terribly. But in that campaign, I basically just played, what if Judge Claude Frollo was a woman? And it was great. For some reason, I really liked playing female characters. For some reason, that that happened.
Just a funny coinky dink.
Just a fun thing I did.
Yeah, I definitely, I've talked about this before in a handful of things, like, oh, I sure did play a lot of he/they characters. And then I was like, oh yeah.
I sure did play a, like, mildly foppish he/they character on stream on this channel.
Yeah, you did.
like the
Yeah, you
campaign.
did. Did you catch much of Arcana Core, Sam?
I did. I haven't listened to all of it, but it was like months after airing because I think it aired at a time that was not great for me to catch it. But of course I had to check it out because obviously I'm very vain and I had to see how my own composition made it in.
Yes, yes. Your song is the title theme of the show, which I
think I got about halfway into the VODs. I need to go back and finish it. So
oh yeah, there's
it ends in a very interesting place. I won't spoil it, but it goes in some real interesting directions. And there was a bonus episode. I liked it too. At the time, I was very confused, but I think as I had time to digest it in the same way that there was another video game series with a very popular fandom, and then the third game of it ended in a certain way that made everybody be like, do I hate this game series actually? And there may have been a moment of that, and then it was like, no, though this is great and perfect, and there is nothing wrong. And then the bonus episode run with entirely different people builds on that ending, and it goes even weirder places.
I'm a big fan of an anime cluster F ending, honestly. Like, there's something to be said for just going full JRPG at the end. Like, have you ever played Final Fantasy IX?
Only the first disc of it, but yes.
Between not having played Deus Ex and Final Fantasy IX, you are killing me a little bit, Nathan.
I have it on Switch. I just need to find time to go play a 40-hour JRPG.
Also,
but yes.
Supercube, very good, very good. We stand non-binary lesbians in this chat. Before realizing I was just a binary woman, that was basically me. So, good stuff. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because of my love for non-binary lesbians. What was I saying?
Oh, anime clusterfuck endings like in Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, so I won't spoil anything, but Final Fantasy IX reaches a place where, like, it it sort of starts running on nightmare logic, and it's like, which is funny too, because Final Fantasy IX like starts out as this very whimsical, like very kind of.
Oh, it's a pantomime with puppets.
Yeah. I love Final Fantasy IX. It's one of my favorite games, and like near the end of it, when it starts going into like, not nightmare mode in the sense that like it's super distressing, but just in the sense of like, I've kind of lost track of the what is happening, but I haven't lost track of the emotional component of what is happening. Like I can tell this is very bad and it means a lot to the people involved. Also, like the granular details of what is going on have kind of escaped me. And similarly, at first I was kind of like, I've kind of lost the plot here. Like, is this falling apart? But like, I was still very emotionally affected by the end, so I guess it worked.
We love to explore the nature of humanity when you're a construct in this house.
Yeah, it's a very Final Fantasy IX is a very existentially focused game, and so I feel like having it kind of go into like existential mode where you're not even like, you kind of feel like you are too small to understand what the heck is actually happening, kind of fits. So yeah, I really got to go back and finish Arcana Core is what I'm getting from this conversation.
Yeah, no, do. Arc 3 is, yeah.
And hey, for those in chat who may also be interested, I'm sure there's a YouTube link we could pull. For
there is probably a YouTube playlist that I can pull.
I think the VODs are all. I was watching it on Twitch.
Yes,
but it might
they asked. I make a point that making sure the VODs don't disappear on Twitch, but searching through Twitch for things sucks a lot. So
the Twitch watching experience for recordings is not
optimal.
graceful.
it is
we'll say.
unfortunately quite
But
low.
I got
so.
the YouTube playlist right here.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Anytime, hon.
Will, can you say that again, but in an exaggerated New York accent?
But I got the YouTube playlist right here.
Thank you.
Anytime, hon.
I didn't realize it was the Super Mario Super Show all of a sudden.
I mean, I I was once described
Luigi,
most...
you could hurt something with that thing.
Yeah. It's a stone, Luigi.
Okay, let's leave that to me.
Twitchy's yawn makes me violent at times. Understandable.
Honestly fair.
But the number of people who are content creators who don't realize that they need to back up their stuff or it vanishes. Like, especially among the VTuber community, right? Where there are so many people that I'm trying to follow and kind of see if we vibe and the content matches up with mine. I'm like, let me look through your previous video. You have no previous videos. Where did they go? I can tell all I can go for is what your last played game was, and apparently it was Apex. I understand and respect your decisions, but I'm afraid we can no longer interact. Your severance package will be in the mail. Good day, sir.
Yeah, so where are they now? Except its videos. Anyway, I'm going to go fight Sharon, I think. Did you fight Sharon yet?
I haven't fought Sharon yet. I've been beating up people in the dream yard.
Ah, I see. You're turning it into the nightmare yard.
The damage on Vine Whip is curved off very rapidly.
Oh.
I have a minus attack nature, and this is starting to manifest itself in getting no attack ups.
Oops.
I'm a soft girl, so I have a minus attack nature in real life.
But plus speed? I don't know.
Ah. I don't think emotional intelligence is a stat in Pokemon. I could be special.
I think that's special defense, yeah.
Yeah, special defense. There you go.
Nice. Yeah, what nature am I?
Ooh.
I mean, I want to say I'm something like plus special attack minus speed.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to look up the names for these. So, Sam, you said you are minus attack plus special defense.
I would guess I'm minus attack plus special defense, yeah.
Sam,
Yeah?
I'm very sorry.
Oh no.
This nature is... You have named the naughty nature. Oh wait, no, I got that. Sorry, I got that backwards. You are the calm nature.
Oh, okay. I'm a little sad this doesn't mean... Shoot, I was going to make a joke about being 80s to 2000s hip-hop group Naughty by Nature, but...
I wouldn't really associate you with the term calm, but...
I was going to say you wouldn't associate me with a hip-hop group, which I would say is fair, considering the maximal pastiness of my being.
Speaking of the pastiness of your being, do you like spicy food?
I do, actually.
Okay, well this says it's your most disliked favor. Do you like bitter food?
No, I do not.
This says it's your most liked flavor, so I think you should
For
reconsider.
Pokemon horoscopes, not perfect.
But I guess that means you have naughty tastes, because Naughty likes spicy and dislikes bitter.
Ooh. I have to be honest, calm with naughty taste is a little bit of a read.
Late King of Mars says I somehow ended up as a soft boy with plus attack and minus speed.
That means you're brave. Congratulations.
Oh, nice.
And Nathan, what about you? Or Casper?
Yeah. I think I said I would be plus special attack minus speed.
That means you are quiet. How do you like sweet things?
No.
Well, that pans out. Do you like dry flavors?
Yes, I like dark chocolate and olives.
You are confirmed quiet.
Oh my god, I have not had a gin martini in so long. Oh, godlike.
Yeah, you know that person caster whose entire career revolves around various ways they use their voice? Really
Mhm.
quiet person.
Real quiet.
Yeah,
It does actually mean that when I'm off air, I ain't saying shit. But
Very Robin Williams of you.
mm,
yeah. Well, did you know we always wear a mask?
Yeah, because
I mean,
COVID.
oh, I mean, I've talked a whole bunch on this chat, both on stream and just in general, about the nature of being a performer, and you can't really be your authentic self as a performer all of the time, because that's how Perfect Blue happens. We don't need that at all ever. By the way, when you have time, Rafi, would you mind go getting your monkeys so we can name them?
Yes. Sorry, I was just finishing whipping Sharon and healing. I will. It did not quite cross my mind that I would be leaving you in nickname jail.
No, I only realized as I talked to the NPCs, like, no, I should do this last. Shit.
I'm super excited for Caster to hopefully have an actually useful monkey.
You know, the fact that they gave them Incinerate, which is like a base 30 move, disgusting.
It's
While we
really
wait for
bad.
the naming, can I mention a story that I meant to say when I was talking about Gen 2 and then the
Mhm.
conversation moved on?
Could I first see what my nature is? Because
Yes.
I think I could probably peg myself as plus special attack, minus special defense.
Mhm.
And this is saying that I am rash and that I like dry tastes, which is not true, but I dislike bitter things, which I think is true. So I'll take this one. I'll be rash on this day.
Well, you'll hold that.
That's a good nature to have for Soul Link Nuzlocke, right?
Mhm. With a lack of megalomaniac as a nature in this game, we'll take a rash as an alternate option.
I don't get it. I'm not Sans. Anyway, Sam, what were you going
I've
to say?
seen you play Divinity Original Sin 2. You have a dark side. Anyway, go for a Sam.
Will absolutely
You
does
don't
have
understand. I can't trust them to rule.
Will absolutely has an evil villain like mode that they can go into.
I strongly identify with the what is it? Villain coded queer idea.
Oh god, me too.
But anyway, so my Gen 2 story. So the first time that I ever played Pokemon Gen 2 by my lonesome on my hand-me-down pink Game Boy Color, shout out to that Game Boy Color, I was playing the game. I picked out a Totodile because I liked it. It was very cute. And I was just going through the game as normal, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really know what I was doing. And so I'm just kind of going around. I get to the first town. And I'm like, oh wow, look at all these people. They've got like, they're walking around and they've got their Pokemon behind them. That's so cool. So I'm like, well, I want to do that with my Totodile. So I'm trying to figure out how. And I go up to a PC and I look at the PC and I see an option that says release. And I'm like, oh, there you go. I can release my Totodile and have it walk around beside me. So I hit release. And this is Gen 2, so I don't think there were any brakes on that train. So it just goes like, 1, 2, 3, poof. You have released your Totodile into the wild, you heartless cretin. And here's the other thing. Because I didn't really know what I was doing, I hadn't saved yet. So I'm pretty sure my soul exited my body. I probably cried, and I had to restart the game.
Oh man. The funny thing being, like, the first game that actually, aside from like Pikachu, like Pokemon Yellow, that actually let your Pokemon wander around behind you was Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So you were just ahead of the time.
I was ahead of the curve.
You were 3008 while everybody else was 2000 and late.
Thank
I
you
am the
for
Fergie
being
of
the other
Pokemon.
person in the world who references that song.
Rafi, listen, you're friends with me. You've said it enough to me that I also reference that song.
Yeah.
I want to live in a world where nobody forgets the line, beats so
It's
big
so
I'm
big,
stepping on
stepping
leprechauns.
leprechauns. Y'all, I am getting down with the boom boom. I only have one more Lillipup to carve through with Ember, and then I will attain Monkey.
Also, shout out to the item and Pokemon duplication glitch in Pokemon Gen 2. Little me leaned on that very hard. My cousins and I basically had a Pokemon counterfeiting ring where we would just be like, oh, do you have a Mewtwo? Just clone it and give it to me. I'll clone my Lugia and give it to you.
Okay. I am approaching girl. Yes.
Approach girl.
Okay. Come on. Yes, give it
Pokemon
to me.
unlocked Passport.
Evolves into Passwell. Okay. Are you ready, Caster?
Yes, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Ferg.
Yes. Yes,
Ferga,
Ferga.
Okay, this could be Ferga Yas because I was going for like Fergalicious. I like Ferga Yas as the just yassified Fergaliciousness.
Yeah, no, it was yassified was exactly what was in my head. Ferga. Oh no, though I'm missing a letter.
Okay, I'm doing YAASS.
Mm-hmm.
Ferga Yas. Oh, I didn't do it camel case.
Okay.
Be right back. I'm gonna secure some snacks.
Sure. See you in a second.
Okay, let's take a look at.
I realized that this actually says Fergay ass, but it's. I don't know whether you've locked that in or not.
I sure did, my friend.
Okay.
I think this is a good sign. I think this is a good omen.
I'm locking it in too. There was I knew there was a reason why I subconsciously did camel case there, but there we go.
So yeah, let's take a look at our Ferga Yasses, because my
Yeah. Hold on.
plus defense minus speed.
Plus defense minus special attack. Come on! Why? That's so bad! That's actively useless. Okay, fine. We move. At least it'll get, like, water gun. What level is it at?
10.
Okay, it's on curve too.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let me recover from that and then go look at Strident City. What's this gym looking like?
Yeah, it starts with water gun. So much better. Incinerate. Actively waste my time. I mean, like, sure, Berg will be slightly harder, but I think the exchange is reasonable.
Why am I having a hard time finding this? Okay, found the gym entry.
I am back.
Okay, that's right.
Hello.
Please let me know if y'all get Crunch and Munch, and I will go to push to talk.
Okay.
No problem.
You said you turned noise suppression on?
I did, yeah.
Oh yeah, you need to play Sharon and get your free. It's the one above.
I also want to mention very retroactively, thank you both Sutra Cube and Late King of Mars for expressing deep despair at 11-year-old me. I appreciate the oh no's in chat.
No. I was gonna talk about the campaign that I ran for you both.
Yes.
Strange Tales of Mainframe City Academy, which still has a very, very special place in my heart. So there was a period of time where a lot of what was generally in the actual play space and a lot of what I was running was very gruff adults on grim adventures. But a large part of a section of my heart is filled with animes where it's a high school where everybody is aiming to be the best at X, and there's a student council that is essentially like the government, and I'm like, I want to run a campaign of that. That's just good. It was off the back of having recently finished, I think, Kakegurui as well. So my head was just full of that, and so we did I want to say 11 session. It didn't go above 15 of high school mystery solving in like a near future cyberpunkish kind of setting, and I wanted to make it feel like a film noir, so lots of difficult choices for everybody to make. It set a lot of current design aspects in motion of stuff that I've run since then, I think. And since then, Masks has become a lot more popular. So people doing actual plays and sessions of it being all teams is actually really common. But I did it first. I was doing it before. It was cool. Why don't you tell the chat about what kind of character you played for those and the miserable things that happened to them?
Oh man, I was playing as soft boy gay gardener Philo, who, let's see how to describe Philo. Real team mom energy, and ooh, I need to plug in my 3DS. Real team mom energy, and what he lacked in, I guess, brains, he made up for in packing snack bars for his friends.
Mm-hmm.
I played the like student council and debate club, and basically like mini Phoenix Wright character Clarissa Greenwich.
Mm-hmm.
She was so fun. She was kind of like the most, because Philo, Will's character, was a soft boy, and then our friend Joe played Tom, who was like, he definitely would get into the action, but also had like kind of a nervous streak. So I played the character who would just be like, "Hey guys, something went missing, and I've assigned myself to the case, and now I'm roping you two into it." And it was very, very fun. She was also the first Arrow Ace character I ever played, which was kind of neat. Get that Arrow Ace rep. And she, if this sounds like a light and fun campaign, it was mostly, but there was also once an opportunity where if she had acted differently, Nathan completely gave me the option to have her just watch the primary antagonist die. Because he was getting strangled by a rogue Mike Court.
Yeah. So, you know, it being
a giant piece of crap.
He was awful.
Literally, genuinely tempted.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a Joker-fied trust fund baby.
So on the student council, he was the student council treasurer, and was in real life very, very much a rich kid, and ran a secret club where he was kind of scouting out all the other potential rich kids to get better opportunities once they graduated. It also turned out to be a techno cult, you know, as you do. But there was a lot of it being very obvious that he was horrendously corrupt, but being very difficult to prove. And eventually he decided to go and start making moves by essentially doing some muckraking of a fellow council member. Fellow who didn't see that, nothing went wrong.
It never happened. We made it up.
Of a fellow council member, so he could then replace it with somebody who was like basically indebted to him. And most people realized that something was up. So when he was about to do a big address on like a chilly winter's day on the football field, it turned out that the podium that he was standing on was covered in ice. He slipped, got tangled in like the rope banners that were surrounding it, and started choking. And I was just like, hey, party, Do you go and help? And there was a good 30 seconds to a minute of them thinking genuinely hard about it for a while. I was like, ooh.
This man did kidnap and threaten my character's best friend with a taser. So, like, not a good dude.
After being rescued from falling from the bunting and then assuming that people were making an attack on his life. But yes, awful. Awful person.
They're not sending their best.
And then later down the line, we did like a Halloween one-shot. So just taking the difficult choices that was in that campaign in general. There was, I'll talk about one other side, like story in this, where they also needed to try and find their way into the secret club this guy was running. And their AI assistants had to kind of do the research for them in that regard. And there was an entire like locked room murder mystery that occurred. So the entire time you're sitting there, it's like, oh, we are currently doing a crime while we're here. It's illegal for us to be here. And at the end of solving this murder mystery, they had the option of, you know, just leaving the way they came and forgetting everything that happened. So, you know, maybe being in a circumstance where they're not going to be incriminated down the road, but they don't have evidence either. Or remember everything that had been going on down the line, but be markedly branded with the fact that they had attended. And that was also, I think everybody went for that in the end, but one of the AI assistants specifically did not tell their operator what happened.
I think it was me. I think Alexandria didn't tell Clarissa. Because one of the things about Clarissa is she was a real, like, she had terminal foot and mouth disease. Like, one of the like the first basically little mini arc ended with her like walking into a room and basically just showing off to an antagonist like the cool evidence she had found. It was not very smart. Like, her arc in the show or in the campaign was basically learning when to zip her goddamn lips. Because she was very naive about like the process of mystery solving, and also like the complicated nature of like sometimes there kind of isn't a good guy or a bad guy, and like maybe sometimes justice is better served by just letting this person go on their way because they're actually not hurting anyone despite doing something against the rules.
Yeah, it got dicey, and then the Halloween episode specifically was like basically an alternate version of the final session, turning it into a different style of dungeon instead. Fucked up TTRPG set in high school. Yeah. No, absolutely all of that. Love that vibe. But they the culprit, Quinn Commandant was his name. I forgot it for quite a while. Quinn Commandant, having again tried to kidnapped Clarissa's best friend at Taser Point, instead ran away to an abandoned hospital to cause a so in lore explanations, in this setting, to be able to make an AI assistant, you need to have a recording of human brainwaves to make them think like a human. But while you were recording somebody's brain patterns, stray thoughts and intrusive thoughts can have a negative effect on the Navi, on the AI assistant that's been made. So if somebody is having very strong or traumatic emotions when they are having brain taping, that can have particularly negative effects or feedback loops or whatever. So Quinn wanted to specifically try and cause a brain taping accident to go and remove a potential witness of an event at hand, which, gross. I realize I am not ready for this fight because the Pokemon is level 14.
I'm in a little bit of danger here. This Purloin is using Assist and is pulling out Bite. Oh, now it uses Bide. Okay, now I can heal up. No, this is cool now.
Okay, we're fine. Yeah, Stab Bite at that level is not good.
No, especially when it crits and does like 25 damage. It makes me sad. Why am I using the Burger King foot lettuce voice?
I was just gonna say, the last thing you want is a stab bite attack on your starter, but that might be exactly what you get. here's a fun fact that Will already knows, but I think this is a funny story. So, some of you may have picked up on the fact that I am indeed a transgender, and I have been doing voice training. And a big part of voice training is just doing it over and over again and like continually kind of keeping up the voice and getting the muscle memory to actually like do it in a way that feels natural. So for a while I was just kind of doing it in the car to and from work, and for some reason I picked as like a mantra the Burger King foot lettuce paragraph. This got me into trouble because then like my girl voice was like, you know, I was still working on it. It was okay, but it would dramatically improve if I started saying things in the cadence of the Burger King foot lettuce paragraph.
I was there for this.
Which is not the way any human beings should actually train themselves to speak. So I had to like undo my muscle memory, just being like, hello, I am a female woman.
Is this the equivalent of weebs learning how to speak Japanese by watching incredibly violent and angry like shonen anime? Just cursing out people. Apparently Sukracube was also in the process, also kind of knew the first few paragraphs by memory.
Yeah.
But this is not, so this is a meme that I have heard of passively but not directly experienced. So please give me the full femme voice Burger King foot lettuce paragraph, because clearly
the works.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm
trained for
I
this.
still have it memorized. Yeah. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want in your Burger King burger is someone else's foot fungus, but that might be exactly what you get. A 4chan user uploaded a post anonymously to the site with his feet in a plastic bin of lettuce saying, "This is the lettuce you eat at Burger King." Admittedly, he had shoes on, but that's even worse.
God, you really cannot, like, for those who have not heard of this before, I really cannot overstate how much what Sam is doing is by no means an exaggeration of the way that the person actually speaks. In fact,
I have links enabled. Let me get this into the chat.
Yeah, we have 12 viewers and they need to understand.
I need to spread the gospel of chills.
Are we seriously going to be taking a grinding break? Well, I'm going to grind while listening to this fucking thing. Hold on.
What levels are you at?
I'm at level 11 on my Panpour, but I definitely need to get it to at least level 12 before I go and try and fight this thing.
Yeah. And it's gonna be
the boss is level 14 as well. It's going to be miserable. That's going to take a lot of grinding.
12 and 14. Yeah.
Oh no!
The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus.
Chad and Richmond.
As it turns out, that might be what you get.
My team has been replaced by footless.
Anonymously to the site, showcasing his feet in a plastic bin of lettuce with the statement, "This is the lettuce you eat at Burger King." Admittedly, he had shoes on, but that's even worse.
God. Cool. I'm glad we had that moment. I'm glad we had that moment together. Actually,
sure
well,
you as a voice actor can really appreciate just how natural and
effortless
flowy.
sounding.
Yeah. Also, I'm now retroactively a little sad, Rafi, that your pansage isn't named foot lettuce.
Bad. Since actually we are going to be in grinding, let's just put on some video game music for a while we because I'm tired of the battle theme when I could be listening to music from Celeste instead.
I'm so glad that I got the opportunity. I don't know what I expected coming onto voice chat today, but I didn't expect it to be everyone shut up so Sam can do the
No. This is exactly what the show needs. I was
this
like
is hashtag content.
in talking to Rafi off air about kind of like the nature of the show, because I I work in. This is not a day where I want to be in character. I don't care. I work in broadcasting, so I think about this, just nebulously. This they say, gesturing their hands, as a TV show a lot of the time, and I think this is to my benefit because it usually means that the stuff that we put out, I think, has more polish than average, in my opinion, anyway. But it does also mean that I'm like, well, I can't just play a video game and do all the grinding and expect people to care. I need to make sure that there is discussion and energy and some kind of angle, and this just is like, oh, this just needs to be a talk show. This needs to just be my friends, and they go and make silly jokes and just kind of chat with me, and it becomes what the VTubers call a Zatsudan, which is just a chat stream, but they need to make it sound Japanese because their peers are actually Japanese and they want to kind of put a false equivalency there. I actually have I do wonder if it is actually the nature of their label that requires them to call their co-workers senpais and that shit rather than them doing it inherently. I say this having preparing to apply to be part of Holostars EN. If this immediately disqualifies me from the proceedings, I suppose it is what it is. I will never call you senpai.
I will never bow.
That sounds like the kind of thing that would be accompanied by the image of that like crying girl from a manga. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
An ugly cry. I will never call you senpai. Yeah.
And then you have the cereal guy going like, they will never call them senpai.
Why does the cereal guy sound like Dennis Prager?
God, we're just the depths of YouTube today, huh?
Listen, this is the good thing of having me on chat is I have like terminal YouTube brain, and I will reference whatever random video at a drop of a hat.
No, it's perfectly fine.
For example, if you want to cause 75 psychic damage to yourself, look up the video where Dennis Prager goes, "That's cap. That's cap. I accuse you of capping."
Another failure of capitalism.
Oh my god, I assume that all of PragerU assumes that cap is short for capitalism, and that's no wonder all these leftists are saying no cap, dirty commies that they are.
They call it capitalism because it's based on lies.
I don't get it. Karl Marx said, Das Kapital.
Good God. All I know about PragerU is like BreadTube dunking on PragerU. That's the only context I have for any of
That's
their
the only
content.
context you need. It's
Okay.
like, imagine the worst arguments your conservative uncle-in-law has ever made on Facebook, but it's a produced video.
Great. The top tier content.
This is me assuming conservative uncle-in-laws are a universal constant.
I mean,
It's like gravity.
yes. There was a point in my life where I was like, I'm not going to interact with relatives anymore unless I specifically have to. So I don't really know what my uncles a certain distance from myself are up to, and that's fine. It can stay that way.
Yeah.
Fair choice.
Luckily, my family is, like, at worst, just kind of like Joe Biden liberal.
Yeah.
But, like, on my wife's side of the family, there are some people not invited to our anniversary party. Or rather, they didn't have to be not invited because vaccines are required.
I see.
That filtered them out for us.
Bruh.
And I assume me being a couple months out from coming out publicly as a transgender woman will filter them out even further as well. Sometimes the garbage just takes itself out.
If only that happened on a regular basis, stairs across into my kitchen.
Wow, on this stream I learned that Caster's kitchen garbage is transphobic. Just we cut to Caster's kitchen and we hear like echo from inside the can. That's cut. I accuse you of cutting.
I did this morning just preparing a glass of water for myself. Managed to go and drop my pint glass, and it, rather than just kind of like cleanly breaking like most plates and glasses do, just kind of like cluster bombed across my floor. And and I was like, okay, well, that's annoying. I'm actually supposed to be in a meeting in like 3 minutes, but I will see if I can go tidy this all up in time. And while I'm sitting in the meeting, I'm like, oh, my ankle stings. I guess it nicked me, but I have relatively thick socks on. And I look down, holes. And just tore through my clothing. It was not fucking around. I was like, okay, all right. You decided to go and do a hate crime this morning, pint glass. I understand. Just assaulting me on my way to breakfast. God. Transphobes end up in Caster's bin. No, exactly. Y'all better watch out. There's broken glass in there.
Well, that's all for the street note. Oh man, I kind of forgot. This grind before the first gym is
It's annoying.
It's so like I just need to get this baby boy up one level, and it is happening a hair of an inch at a time.
Can I regale y'all with another young Sam video game story while you grind?
Yes, please.
Because I remember last time when you had Ruben on, you were like, oh, for grinding time, we're going to talk about early video game memories. And I was like, oh, I have a story I want to tell if I get on. Which was not the Baby Sam releases her Totodile into the world story. Also, Sucracube, I already label all minor inconveniences transphobic. Like, if an NPC is particularly, like, mean to me in a video game, I'm like, this is transphobia. But anyway, so I was, as a child, one might say, diplomatically very trusting, which is my way of saying gullible as shit. And I had an older cousin who tended to take advantage of this. So he told me a couple things about the game Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. One of them was that he was playing the game and entered a specific button combination, which he found on a cheat website. Don't worry, though. The website's been taken down and he can't remember what the combination was. But he entered a certain button combination and then Broly unlocked his, quote, double-edged manga sword, unquote.
Oh, wow.
Cut to little me spending a goddamn half an hour having selected Broly just being like, okay, maybe it's square, square, X, triangle. No. Okay, maybe it's circle, circle, triangle, LR, L2. No, like just trying to brute force the code that does not exist.
Really just
To get to the manga sword.
Really so excited to see Brawly whip out a gigantic rolled up magazine.
Oh yeah, it's just folded Shonen Jump.
He also told me that if you beat the story mode on the hardest difficulty and never get hit, you get to fight Sora from Kingdom Hearts. And for some reason, the question, and if you beat him, you unlock him, but he's really hard. Because what happens is he shows up, and then he goes, like, you get like 10 seconds to beat him, and then he goes, Goofy, Donald, and they show up and just use magic on your ass, and you die instantly. And for some reason, my first question was, does he kiss Kyrie? And my cousin said, yes, when he wins.
I love that that was your question.
The best part of that joke is that he still hasn't.
Oh yeah, because no one's unlocked it in Dragon Ball 3.
Exactly, you have to do very hard without getting hit.
Kingdom
It's
Hearts
really
3 would have
difficult.
ended very differently if anybody had been soaring Budokai 3.
Can we talk about some of our video game misconceptions as children? It's not
Sure,
like
sure.
one more thing to share, Sam. So you go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I don't want to hog the spotlight. Did you have something in mind? Because I can go after you, but
Oh man, I mean, I do definitely want to hear, because I was expecting you to tell a certain Pokemon-related one.
I believe I'm about to tell the story that you
Please
thought I was going to
please
tell.
do.
So now that I've established that I was extremely gullible as a kid, I would like to tell you about something that was so ludicrous, not even I fell for it. So as previously mentioned, I just adored Pokemon Silver, and I took the bus home from school a lot of the time, so I would just play Pokemon Silver on the bus home. And one day a kid that I had never talked to before, who was a couple grades younger than me, so I was probably in like 5th grade and he was probably in like 3rd grade, sat next to me. And I'm running through town, and Will can attest to this. I am and always have been a deeply impatient gamer. So I was just kind of running through a town. I think I had already been through it, but maybe I hadn't been, and I was just kind of running past NPCs to get to whatever the next plot thing was. And the kid next to me was like, "Oh, you should talk to everybody in town." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Because my uncle talked to everybody in the whole game, and that made them like him. And so after he talked to everybody in the whole game, the villagers came up to him and they were like, 'We like you because you're friendly to all of us, so we're going to let you make your own Pokemon.'" So this kid claimed that his uncle made a Pokemon named Drigo, who was a worm with wheels. But what happened, so Drigo was a really good Pokemon, but what happened then is he fought somebody in Team Rocket, and the Team Rocket guy went, "Oh, that's a rare Pokemon," and threw a Pokeball in the middle of the battle and stole his Drigo. So he didn't have it anymore.
So sad.
And even me, even little does Sora kiss Kairi at the end of Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, double-edged manga sword ass Sam went,
Nah.
"I don't think that happened." Is that the story you were hoping I was about to tell?
Yes, it was. love a worm with wheels.
God bless Drigo.
Yeah, this one goes out to you, Drigo.
All my homies love Drigo.
God, you know what? I might run through this with just as Lilliput with Number Howl. They've got 24 attack. It's the highest of anything on my team, and they can just stab tackle their way throughout all of that.
True. Or you could, if you outspeed, you can get that flinch hacks. Hey, it's time for another statistics quiz. What? Chat and fellow co-hosts, what is the chance for Bite to flinch in Generation...
20%.
This one is 20%. This one is 1 in 5 for sure.
Okay, so Casper says 1 in 5. Sam said 5%? Did I hear that?
Can I adjust mine to 1 in 5? Because I think I was remembering 1 in 5 and transmuted it into 5%.
I will allow you to say 1 in 5. Okay, chat. Please give me. Just like
Drigo real?
we dropped from like 13 to 9 viewers because I made a siren noise. Okay, real ones in chat. Nope, we're back up to 13. Real ones in chat. These must be the Twitch bots. Please give me your prediction for what is the percentage chance that the attack of Bite causes the target to flinch.
We also start on an X defend.
I am giving up on Helping Hand. Yeah, let me take a look at what my pup gangs.
And
Okay, we got 15% from
one of these MFs. Okay, I did get Oran berries. I was like, one of these
Please don't
MFs
call
gives
our
me.
chat MFs.
No, not
That's
you.
very
I meant like
nice.
Sharon.
Let's see. My hashtag pups gang only has 22 attack. I think we can probably do this. Oh, I'm not a. That's a thing. My pups gang is at 12, not 13. I kind of want to try for it anyway, because
if you still want to grind a bit more, we can. I can always like grind up Fergie ass and not Fergie ass.
True. Yeah. No. Okay. So Let me take a quick look at my team.
Mhm.
12, 12, 12.
What's that, gay fur ass? Oh, I misheard.
I think let's do it. Let's go for it.
Okay. Cool.
And as I am moseying over to
You need to go and put the chat out of their misery. What is the percentage chance of
Yes, no, that's what I'm saying. As I'm moseying over, I'm going to reveal the truth.
Mhm.
So, late King of Mars said 25%, and she is the closest, as the answer is 30%.
Oh, it's one in
30.
it's 1 in 3. Wow.
A little lower than 1 in 3, but pretty close.
Hey.
So you can remember, because Bite is a pretty low power attack relative to Crunch. But Bite's effect has a 30% chance of happening, and Crunch is only 10%, I believe.
This explains all the times where the CPU was getting flinch hacks, and I was just kind of like, well, I guess I'll die.
Not just because they hate you.
All right, Chili, this is the first time we're fighting you. Oh, I should probably put actual music on in it. We'll have actual battle music rather than grinding tunes. Round 13. Here we go. Okay, strats on my end at the least. Number Howl has the highest attack on my team at 24. What we're gonna do though is kind of open with an X defend. If nothing else, it will take away one Leer or negate one workup that they do, and then I'm just gonna go in with as many. We'll see. We might lead on the Bite though. Options. Do we just start spamming Bite and hope that we get some crits and flinch axes? Maybe that's the strat.
Ooh, my Pups Gang has a speed of 21, so I might focus on that. Let me take a quick look at
Yeah, what's their numbers? I am concerned of how fast their Lillipup is.
Yeah, okay. It's not on Bulbapedia, but it might be on Cerebi. Sam, could you also be looking for
Internship. Okay.
Yeah. We're looking for information on the Striaton gym leaders. Let's see.
Ryan.
Chili, Cress, and
Absolutely
Slimer.
amazed I managed to spell that right on the first try.
I am on Cerebi. Cerebi does not have the information. It only has what moves they have.
Okay, well then we're just
so
gonna have to go
there's-
for it.
Oh, well, actually, wait a second. It's a level 12 Lillipup, and I don't think they have any IVs, so I think that means, assuming they're neutral nature, or at least not plus speed, then we should outspeed. So yeah,
Okay.
I
want to lose a Pokemon in the first gym fight.
No,
This
yeah,
is...
I'm gonna open with an X defend also, because
I mean, it's maybe giving them a free workup is what I'm concerned about, but
oh, actually, come to think of it, I'm going up against the Panpour, which is just going to be using water gun, so X defend won't help me there. So I think I'm just going to bite and see if I can't flinch axe. And
hey, opening flinch hacks. Let's go.
Okay,
Nice.
I did not get a flinch, but I am outspeeding.
And a crit. Okay, we're in it. We're in it.
Oh wow. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm scared of all the good luck you're getting. Okay, ooh, got a flinch. Okay, 1 out of 2 so far.
Incinerate, you say? Well, it can't burn. Oh, it burns my berry. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Pups Gang,
Got crit?
I got crit down to 4 HP. No! You son of a...
Oh, did they die?
dog. No. Let me... Okay, sorry. A lot is happening. So,
Okay.
quick rundown of what happened. Enemy Lillipup attacks me. I go down to 4 HP. Then, because it crit. And then I eat my Oran Berry. The enemy has pickup, so it takes my Oran Berry and eats it. And now I need to switch into... I'm gonna switch into Verhoots. because I really don't want to have to switch into okay. Okay, first bite on Verhoot, pretty survivable. This isn't too bad. Ember didn't kill, but I think, assuming I don't get crit. Oh god, I just ate another berry and it's gonna take... God, pickup is really rude! This is... I have potions. I need to remember that I have potions. Because it deals, or it heals less than 20 HP, so this is strictly good for me. Okay. It used a potion, they used a potion too, wow. And that restored so much of their HP, I'm crying. Verhoots, I am begging you to get that 1 in 4 burn. You're already done. Okay, it's using another workup. I'm scared, I'm really hoping I can get that extra burn. Okay. Another Ember. I'm glad I'm outspeeding at least. Okay,
Hey,
that's
you can always
bite.
throw your lily pup in the wood chipper if it gets too spicy.
I can. Okay, so here's the situation that I'm in. I know I outspeed. Basically, if I get hit, then I die. And I'm just checking the accuracy of Ember. It's 100% accuracy. If I get this calc wrong, like, if I calculated this wrong, and I don't think I did, but if I calculate that wrong, then I die. It got a second workup in, so I'm going to heal again. And then, assuming that it doesn't kill me, I'm going to, or that it doesn't hit me down below where I was. Okay, wait, 34 minus 16 is 18? Okay, so then I'm still in death danger because I have 16 HP remaining, so I just need to grind through all of my potions, basically, until it stops using Bite. Okay, no, now I have 20 HP. This means I can live an attack even if this doesn't kill somehow, so... Okay, I Embered, it's dead, thank god.
Hey!
But now I have to deal with the Panpour. I really don't care about learning Defense Curl right now, Verhoot. Keep old moves.
Is this
Give
a
up.
free tag into your monkey to sweep up, or is the monkey too damaged?
Monkey has not taken any damage. I have not touched Monkey yet, so I don't comment on that. So I am indeed switching into Fergias and hoping that it can't touch me. Water Gun does 4 damage. Okay. So it's working up. I don't... Yeah, geez. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. It only has 2 moves, Work Up and Water Gun, so this is basically a free W right now, because if it had Scratch or something, then I would be concerned, but with 1 Work Up, now Water Gun does 6 damage. Oh no, I have 27 HP. Yeah, okay. Phew. That got scary. That got quite scary, but...
So,
I'm just grinding this monkey down, and it is still alive.
Axe just taking an angle grinder to this monkey. Good god. Sleuth, I do not need you.
Okay, Genuine Hoot, we are done. First gym badge acquired.
Nice.
So, Number Howl just crit with Bite like 3 times in a row and just chewed through their entire team.
Yeah, that sounds like the luck I've gotten on the past 3 runs.
Yeah, the roles have been reversed.
One must rise and one must fall.
Is this a Gynax production?
My breasts aren't large enough, sorry.
That's why you gotta do Ring Fit, baby.
Oh man, a couple weeks ago I was at a convention and preparing to go and do a panel, was running a game show panel at it, and needed to change clothes before doing so. And while I was putting on my shirt and getting it over my head and torso, I just hear just a rip sound as I managed to, even with the buttons obviously open to get my head through, just tear the main fabric, not like a seam, just a main part of the fabric. And I'm kind of like, oh, what happened? Did my cup size just increase to anime proportions for like 3 seconds? Destroy my shirt and then go back down
Clearly
again.
someone nearby had a sissy hypno beam.
For a very, very small period of time, I became bimbo and then returned to normal, being like, what happened? Either way, a shirt I enjoyed was destroyed now. It can be repurposed. I have a sewing machine, so I'm going to turn it into something else. It's torn in a way where if I patched up that seam, it would be really obvious. So now it just needs to be reincarnated as a new item of some kind. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll think of something. Maybe face masks, I don't know.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Pillowcase, maybe?
Mm-hmm. It
Also,
has
welcome
like
to
playing card
this
suits on it.
Very relevant cutscene.
Oh yes, well we go to the extra link, you know, the online service, which we can totally connect to now. It's still going. Cut is important though. How long have we been going for? What's
We've
my
been going
uptime?
for about 2 hours.
2
I think.
hours. Okay. Are you cool to power through for another hour? Or, because we're starting technically an hour later in your time zone because we've not had daylight savings on our end yet, and I don't know what food situation is for you and the like.
I am getting pretty hungry, but I think, what if we take like a 5-minute break? I can go run, see if I can't get at the very least some water, and then we can see if we can make some good progress on getting to town too.
Got it. Cool. All right then.
And I think that I will pop off before this 5-minute break because I am going to go see a friend of mine do a little performance at 6:30. So I'm going to get ready for that. But thank
Nice,
you so
nice,
much
nice.
for having me on. This was super fun.
Yeah.
Have you?
All right, everybody, we're gonna go take a 5-minute break to go stretch and rehydrate. We'll see you in 5. Hello, we're back. Thanks for waiting.
Howdy.
Hope everybody's refreshed. I sure am refreshed because we succeeded with no deaths.
Mhm.
We understand how the video
No.
game works, apparently. Let's go run back and cut that tree down for a great ball, I believe. Wait. Yeah, no. I'm glad that the oh, it's a super potion. I see. The knowledge that we gained from previous timelines has slipped through the morphogenetic field and has benefited me on this occasion.
Our brains are only getting larger and wrinklier, like swollen, drowned mass.
Did you play any of the Zero Escape games? I forget.
No, I haven't.
Wordy experiences, but pretty neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the impression that I think games that use their puzzles as sort of like, I guess the more artificial they feel, the more it can kind of take me out of things. But
There is a degree of like the game actually kind of discusses the bizarreness of them having to do escape room puzzles so often. Actually, after a while, the third game talks about that. But you know how in the Somnium Files, there's all those kind of like branching paths and stuff, and then it kind of matters. All the Zero Escape games lean really heavily into that. So if that's an aspect of Somnium Files you thought was neat, it is explored in bigger detail for the ZE games. Virtue's Last Reward is probably the best one, which is the second one in the series. But Zero Time Dilemma, the third one, is quite divisive in terms of the way it looks and how it resolves its storytelling and things like that. But actually, it has some of the coolest and saddest moments across the entire series. So if you want to play a video game and be fucking sad, Zero Time Dilemma is there for you.
sometimes I am a cool and sad thing.
Yeah, no, I was talking to... I got a friend into like the Danganronpa series and then highlighted that, oh, you know, if there's more of that you want to play, the Zero Escape games are also a fun time. And she was like, oh, I really didn't enjoy Zero Time Dilemma. Like, the circumstances were really grim and it was just really dark. I'm like, yeah, isn't it cool?
Speaking of, you have been playing some Disco Elysium off air.
Yeah, I've been playing some Disco Elysium off air. Because it's a game that's so heavily inspired by tabletop games, and it is a mystery-solving game inherently, and it has apparently some weird shit TM that happens in it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get into this game and it's gonna blend. I'm gonna get really, really into it. I'm gonna vibe with it so hard, and I bounced off it twice. Various things. Sometimes it's I'm very much a goal-oriented style player when it comes to games. I don't deal very well with sandboxes. I like to know where I need to be going to make the plot go forward. And Disco Elysium is not that at all, at any point. Meaning that I would run into walls of what I could feasibly do, and then be like, well, there's clearly nothing else that I can be doing right now aside from wait. Ignoring that there's a whole bunch of other stuff I could be doing. I was just being really stubborn.
80% of the game.
Sometimes though, it's things like, before I go to bed, I need to go to bed because it's late in game, and then in the morning I will call the police office so they can run some information from me, and then the police officer says, call back tomorrow. I'm like, no, no, you can't. You can't. I'm not waiting an entire day for this. Fuck you. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that is making that harder in places for me. But now that I know what the game wants me to do and I'm meeting like on its level, I am making progress, and the progress is entertaining. Am I having fun? Yes. Yes. I'm currently
that it's yes.
I'm currently at a point of the game where it's wanting to explain a lot of the wider geopolitics to me, and I have to know this to clear some of the stuff off my to-do list. And I'm like,
you kind of do.
You kind of do. There's some fun stuff apparently that I can learn from this person later. And that makes me more encouraged. Yes, Joyce. That makes me more encouraged to go back and talk to her some more, because I'm like, the geopolitics of the setting is not an interesting thing to me at all, but it feels like I have to take my lumps because the writers are very excited about the geopolitics of the setting, and I've been there before. I've played with people in tabletop RPGs who are like that, and I know I just have to eat the bit of medicine where they explore that for me, and I just nod and go, okay.
I would in fact say that it is important to the story, not just as like, oh, here is how this has kind of impacted the the place you were at, but like thematically, because like Disco Elysium is really more about, I think Disco Elysium is more about, I guess, philosophical discussion than it is about, mystery solving adventure. There's a lot of the game that is mystery solving adventure, and there's a lot of the game that is philosophical exploration through that.
It's fine, that didn't do that much damage. And I learned that passive damage from things like poison and rap and sandstone don't proc bide.
Oh, legit.
Yeah. So that's another way of getting around that shit. But yeah, no, it's I admit that I am just excited for the good shit TM. And that will eventually happen. It'll in time it'll get there, but for now we're just kind of like riding it out. I enjoy talking with Kim.
Kim's great. We love Kim.
I don't enjoy talking with anybody else. No, some of the characters are nice, but most characters are miserable.
But, well, okay. A character can be miserable, and you can still find the process of conversing with them interesting. Or you can get something from it.
Yeah, I guess one of the things that made me stop playing in my last attempt was just So I was playing it a little bit for Urban Fantasy Book Club. And it was around the time where you would be interacting with Measurehead. And I was interested in doing so because from what I understood of the character, his hotep nature is something that doesn't come up in a video game ever, so it would be interesting about talking about what that means and what that is, and this kind of archetype of bigot. But what it just did was just upset me rather than be interesting. It's like, no, this is just unpleasant in an unfun way, and I don't know why I decided to sit down and try and engage with this on any level. I know I want to go back to this, but I don't think I want to go back to this right now, and then just drop the game for a couple months. So I managed to, on this kind of attempt of it, just refuse to speak to him, really. And then I failed my accuracy check on shooting a gun, and then had to ask him anyway. I was very disappointed. Smashed through his conversation just to get to, like, okay, just getting down from the tree and never speak to me again, thank you. So yeah, we're there.
I know it doesn't feel good to be told you're part of the ham sandwich race, but you've really got to.
It's not that. That's funny.
I know,
it's literally everything else he says. In a similar fashion, although they do a better job of they do a reasonable job of warning you about Measurehead. You get lots of opportunities to back out of listening to his rhetoric, so it's not like it blindsides you. But you can ask.
You need to go, yes, please tell me about your race sciences.
It didn't, I must admit, it didn't help that Ruben was also in the call and was like, yes, go do it. Because I don't think I would have taken the time to do that had that not been the case. But yeah, there's like a soldier you can speak to as side conversation, and show him a photograph, and his explanation gets more and more lurid as it goes, and it gives you multiple opportunities to back out. Thank God. But yeah, it's a lot of that. It alternates between a slapstick comedy where this loser of a man just pukes on himself while saying sorry repeatedly, and just the depths of human depravity, and it just kind of yo-yos between those two things very rapidly. It's very engaging.
Are we going to try for a Muna, or are we feeling lucky, or are we going to go for an Aldino?
Yeah, because at this point, it's either a Muna or a Purloin, right?
Yeah, and I really don't want to risk Purloin.
Yeah, Purloin at this point is no longer useful. Fury Swipe's Purloin was good, but this is, especially since, so hear me out. Blitzel is a glass cannon, and maybe not necessarily the one to go for, but Pidove actually carries some weight thinking about it, because we're going to be gunning for Rog and Roller in the cave. So we have our big tanky boy, but then we just run into a fuck ton of grass types that, if for whatever reason your fire type happens to be offline for you, the rest of our team is very ill-equipped to handle. And potentially having something that does flying damage on deck will help for both all the grass types in that forest, and then all the bug types for the gym afterwards. So, and we can't get that if we use that route for Ordino. So this route seems to be the opportunity to get the Ordino comfortably if we want to kind of fish for stuff like Pidove later.
And
or
we
Blitzel.
do have that sweet 5% chance to get a Musharna from the rustling grass.
I don't know what level that thing is, but if we get it, we get it.
It's level 11, only level 11. Because Muna evolves from a stone, I think.
Ah, right, I see. I wonder if it will then, therefore, actually learn any moves properly or not.
Oh, good question.
I remember back in the day, if we were playing on like Gen 1, when you evolve something with a stone, it no longer learns any moves.
The answer is no.
It just no longer learns any moves, huh?
It has 4 moves that it will know, and like, it's not a terrible moveset, but god damn, you are relying on TMs to learn anything else.
And it's the Psybeam from that thing that we actually won. I saw what it did to that Rock and Roller, that one-hit KO. Jesus. That was disgusting, actually. That caught me fully by surprise.
Okay. Please stop double slapping Ferga Yas.
Ah, you've managed to find one already. I'm waiting for some rustling grass to show up. Oof.
Is it on the patch to the left?
No. I assume that the rustling grass will only spawn on a patch that you can see.
I don't know. I don't think that's true.
Huh.
Okay, Audino caught.
Okay, well, lucky you. Apparently
Right.
RNG is not
I'm
on my
so
side.
Cool. You say that after that gym leader fight.
Ah, yeah, let me know. What's this first patch of grass? Immediately be the thing. Okay, no, we got it. Because I remember that happened last on one of the previous timelines. I'm like, okay, all I need to do is step through a single patch of grass, and then it was immediately a parrot. Oh, you have actually high special defense, huh? Maybe I should just be scratching you. Okay, yeah. I also have a Great Ball floating, so maybe I don't necessarily need to go in the...
I wouldn't waste that Great Ball. You know, it's a... It's not, you know, there's no rush to catch it. You can burn through a couple Pokeballs if that's what it takes, but I got it down to half, and I took Pokeball it pretty easy.
Okay. I'll be able to do one more, and even if I crit, it's not gonna... Okay, well. Ah, yeah, that's not a scam damage, that's fine. Bag. Pokeball, actually. Heal Ball!
Ah, for the color coordination, I see.
Yeah, and it means I don't need to go back to the Pokemon Center. I can just roll deep with it.
I mean, you should still go back to the Pokemon Center to heal your other Pokemon, but...
Alright, I'm gonna go and give this thing a name.
Yeah, okay, Got it. Okay. You ready?
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
3, 2, 1, Nitro.
Hot.
Nitro hot, let's go!
Nitro Hot! Yeah. I swear that's like an anime fighting game.
2 words or camel case?
Yeah. Camel Case if it's an anime fighting game like BlazBlue. Nitro Hot. I love the naming strat we have. Excellent,
Nitro.
yes.
Hot.
Oh, heart
It works
is in
every
like
time.
the organ.
Oh, no, H-O-T. Wait,
No,
what?
I said heart as in like the body part.
Oh, well, I may have already named this one.
That's fine. There's already divergence there. We can. I'll relate it. I've not. We can make sure they're in parity. So it'll be Nitro Hot. Then that's fine.
That is kind of you. Nitro Heart is the better name, but you know,
I mean, I immediately enjoyed the super hot joke that you did. Nitro Hot.
yeah, I was like, okay, Caster is totally going to go for a cutesy name, so I'm going to go for something over the top cool style just for the gag. And when I thought you said hot, I was like, oh, we both went there. Great, this thing is called Nitro Hot.
Right, it's fine. Water gun. I can't wait for the new tabletop from the Neon Caster, Nitro Heart. Oh, that was a crit, and I had to waste my berry for that. Okay, fine, whatever. You can't use bide now. You're dying this turn. I mean, I already have Heartbeats in Perfect Sync as one of my previous games, so I guess it would be like a supplement, a splat book, 1-page bonus rules.
Splat book.
I've always enjoyed that term for like releases that are bonus material for existing games, splat books.
Do you know what the etymology of that is?
I'm not sure, actually, no.
Okay, what level are we trying to hit things to here?
That's a good question. I think we can probably start slowly. Oh, did that double slap just miss? Okay. Fine. We can probably start gradually moving our way onto the next route, because I think most things hover around level 12 and we can handle that just fine.
All of the preschoolers that we're going to be very righteously destroying next route are 10 and 9.
So that's an opportunity for Nitro Hot to gain more EXP.
Fun to say, isn't it?
It is fun to say. Gee, I wish I could throw a Pokeball at this Munner at 1 HP, but I guess we've already caught something.
Sharon is 14.
Oh, Sharon is gonna fight us, huh?
Yeah. Sharon is 14 and 12. And
that's handleable.
The southern kids, after we go in the cave, are also 13 and 12. So I'm gonna get Nitro Hot up to 12.
Yes. That seems like a solid course of action. I just realized that this thing can bide me, and, well, I'll just run if that's the case. It's fine. It's a wild battle. I'm allowed to run from these things.
Nitro Heart does kind of sound like it belongs in Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Good ass game. Recently replayed it with my partner because he'd not seen it before, and I forgot. He's somewhat visually impaired, and I didn't realize. I forgot how much of a seizure warning that game is.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that game's intense. We got through it, but some of those stages are real. Because weirdly enough, it would definitely came out around the time where people were actively cognizant of flashing lights being an issue in video games. But Annapurna Interactive clearly did not care. I have the time and the resources to get this up to. I kind of also want to improve my Panpour though, and it needs healing, so we're just going to take a step back. Wait, does Charon jump you if you try to leave town?
No. I think Charon jumps you once you go past the double battle kids.
Right. Cool. So I have time. I'm not just going to immediately be assaulted. But yeah. I have that. I enjoyed that soundtrack enough to have it on vinyl because I slowly have a vinyl record collection that is almost in equal parts video game soundtracks and hip hop. Weirdly enough, they put all the vocal tracks on one side of the LP and then all the stage music on the other side of the LP. One of the stage musics transitions into a vocal track though, so you hear one of the songs twice on the record if you listen to both sides in succession. It's not in actually the order you hear it in the game. Such a bizarre decision.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a ignorant question. Do people with vinyl records actually listen to them?
I do. I mean,
okay.
It's part of the ritual of the process, I think. There is something about specifically hooking up speakers while working on something else taking the time to find a record. It forces you to listen to the entire record through as well, which is, I think, something that in the realm of like MP3s and streaming, you're almost disinclined to do, or at least I don't. I tend to have, you know, playlists of specific songs I want to listen to if I'm doing that. Whereas opposed to when it's a record, I am specifically wanting to listen to the record as a complete piece. And you forget, actually, sometimes what is on an album if you're so used to listening specific tracks from that album, not the whole thing. But yeah, I would say the witchy side of me considers it a nice physical ritual as an opener or closer to other activity.
Acceptable. I endorse your answer.
There's also the nature of it being a physical tradable item in a similar way to what CDs are. Are you okay?
Okay, yeah, this is fine. I'm just... My second patch... The third patch of Rustling Grass I've gone in has a Musharna in it.
Ah.
Which... yeah, just was not expecting that 5% chance to ever pan out. I hope.
And you're like, oh, numbers.
Psybeam, actually.
Oh. Wait, no Psybeam, huh?
Yep, sure does.
God, what do you even switch into that with the special defense to block it?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, Pups Gang, you know, Bite, what's your special defense like, buddy? It's 17, okay. Compared to... You're at full health. I can switch you in and see what happens. And Musharna has 3 other attacks that are basically useless, I think. So...
and it's going to use them randomly because it's a wild Pokemon.
It has Hypnosis, but... Lucky Chant. Oh no, I can't crit.
Lake King of Mars agrees on the weird track order. Suka Cube says, I really love music and I love it when it's like an experience, most of all, and records really support that idea. Yeah, no, definitely that. Both of my parents separately grew up collecting record collections.
Oh, nice.
And my late uncle also did. So at some point, especially when, you know, I'm like living in a house that can kind of support that space requirement, I'm very well inherit a lot of their individual record collections, and that kind of like passing down of an heirloom experience is also something really cool. In terms of time period you only really get with vinyl and not say with CDs or cassettes. Cassettes can both vinyls can denature and warp and denature like cassettes can, but most people who collect vinyl also take pretty good care of them, so they tend to stay. Whereas I have definitely seen the plastic tape in a cassette just turn to dust on its own accord. Also, it's actually really fucking hard to get a proper cassette player these days. A lot of the inner workings of cassette players are no longer made, so the replacement parts that they use now for like modern cheap cassette players are not as good. So people who are into having cassette collections are kind of like, Oh, it's in a similar fashion to a lot of really cheap record players have a surprisingly heavy weight that's pushing the needle down. And it doesn't actually need to be pushed down very hard. So if it's pushed down too hard, it starts actually scratching into the record itself and will cause decay to a record if you play it too many times. If you're a casual listener, and to be honest, if you have like the Crossley Cruiser like suitcase style record player, you're probably a casual listener, no shade. So you're probably not going to notice damage to your record.
Just facts.
No shade, just facts. You're probably not going to notice a significant damage to your record collection if you're only playing stuff occasionally, but I tend to. It tends to be a big part of my weekend ritual is to go put records on. If I'm working on physical craft tasks, I tend to, if I'm doing a digital task, I won't put a record on because it's just too close to, I can just do Spotify, it's right here. But if I'm like painting or doing some other kind of fiddly task with my hands, I do definitely enjoy putting a record on for that. Plus, fun thing to do at like parties is spin records, actually. It's definitely...
Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that.
When I've had people over for like my birthday and my housewarming when I initially moved here, being able to kind of put on records for that was actually really nice. Because then they're also kind of like, oh shit, this is fire. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? I was, Manchester has a lot of secondhand record places. And a couple of just genuinely we sell new stuff places as well. So it's pretty easy to do some crate digging and find weird stuff. Let me... leaning backwards. There was one that I found for £3. I can't remember the name of the artist, but the record was called... Oh, yes, here we go. Kim Waters' Sweet and Saxy. An astounding, what I'm going to say, like, 1980s. Where do we have the date on this motherfucker? I'm pretty sure that the record is just available on like Spotify or YouTube, but it's like some proper synth, like early synth with live saxophone layered in jams, and it fucking rules. If you're a fan of Paradise Killer, you need to go crate digging for like jazz records because you will find gems you love.
I just googled that. I'm like, I'm gonna need to get a MP3 version of this, or at least, listen to it online later.
Yeah. It's good times. It also has like a really saxophony version of Stand By Me on it, on side 2. Stand
by the way,
by
don't
me.
forget to get the upper items in DreamYard.
Yeah. I think I got those. I did get those earlier.
Okay.
Love jazz, need to listen to more of it. Oh, recommendations. I adore Kamasi Washington. Kamasi Washington has worked with a ton of hip hop artists. So if you're a fan of like Thundercat or a fan of Kendrick Lamar, you've definitely heard his work. Nubia Garcia, who does jazz that has a whole bunch of other kind of like experimental and electronica influences on her stuff. I mean, just stuff that I listen to. I've not listened to Bad Bad Not Good in a very long time, but their stuff slapped, and they've definitely released some new stuff in recent years that I've not listened to yet. Oh yeah, I need to go speak to the Dream Machine lady before I'm allowed to leave. That's right. Yeah, Nubia Garcia, Nubia with a Y. Bad Bad Not Good, all one word. Kamasi, Kamasi Washington. All very strong contenders. In terms of like, oh god, there's an artist that I also kind of discovered in the last week that I was really rinsed immediately. Let me see if I can dig that up real fast. Still on my liked songs. Dorian Concept, who does a lot of kind of like... it's hard to describe. I told you about Igloo Ghost, Will?
Yeah.
Right in the past. That kind of like taking lots of musical, including jazz influences, and then just putting them in a fucking blender. Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's smoother than Igloo Ghost. But Dorian Concept's album, The Nature of Imitation, which I think is now a couple of years old, has some really, really cool jazz tracks that open into interesting breakbeat stuff. Jay Byers, letter J, B-U-Y-E-R-S, is maybe my favorite track from that album. My favorite artist is Will Wood, and he's done some really good and interesting jazz and rock elements in his musical work. Will Wood, that's not somebody who I know. We're no longer playing Pokémon, we're now just talking about music, which is fine. I am not familiar, but he definitely got a discography. He's been listed as queercore, so okay. Yeah, I fuck with that. Well, thank you, Spotify, for immediately selling me on this person's stuff. I do not care. I do not care about this. Please stop telling me about GameSync. Thank you.
But eternal link, sleep, dream, night into dreams.
That's nice. That's nice, dear.
But your dream drop distance.
I love that. You just get a decent way into the boss fight, and then your protagonist falls asleep, and then the protag from Black and White 2 wakes up and starts their journey. That would be amazing. Spoilers for a pretty old game at this point. The adventures of Sora and Riku are not actually temporally concurrent. They are at different points in time in that storyline, which makes that whole process very interesting about them essentially getting visions of the future while doing their dropping in and out. Very strange.
Want to hear about Sora and Riku's droppings? That's disgusting.
Well, you can take Drop Me Not to stay in the fight for even longer. That is absolutely an item available in that game.
Yes. Well, it's going to be translated as "Don't poop me," but in terms of jazz recommendations, I also want to throw out the jazz fusion band T-Square or The Square. I think they've gone by both over time. Have influenced a lot of stuff. Like, if you listen to the album Adventures by T-Square, you will hear like, oh, this is what inspired the famous song Guile's theme from Street Fighter 2, and also the Super Mario theme, but like they're layered in these other compositions that are, it doesn't sound like they're playing chiptune or anything like that. It's, it's
from 1984.
It's big stuff.
Yeah.
I talked to Fennel. No. Oh, I'm getting dragged away.
Goodbye.
I'm being sent to the dream realm.
Only to realize that you cannot connect to the internet right now, but hey.
I can, but I can't connect to your servers. Great. Love to get the C gear. Hey, what do you think the C gear, what's the C in C gear stand for? If you say
I assume connection. I was going to say connection gear, because that's like the thesis statement of 5 is connecting and understanding, as I understand, I think. But, oh god. Please! Hit just once, I beg of you.
Oh, the PAL pad! I can write down my Nintendo Wi-Fi friends! Okay, thank Christ. Okay.
Die. Ooh, growth. Yes, please.
It is your time to get huge.
Tackle is now obsolete because Vine Whip is a better physical move.
Why not get... Oh, yeah, that's fair. You could also get rid of Lear.
Yeah, Lear is probably not what I'm going to be running. They are equitable in terms of effectiveness. They're really just bullying Verhoots, huh? This is just going to hit twice, right? Yeah, I thought so. Jesus. Now is not the time for sand attack, friend. Bad kitty. There we go. I'm glad Nitro Hot is on like a speedy EXP curve, because
I'm actually focusing on leveling Verhoots and hashtag PupGang to see if I can get them both evolved, then I'll be real cozy.
If they evolve early, then yeah, you're just cruising.
I just need 3 more levels for both of them, and they're both pretty close to dinging again.
Okay. That might be worth pushing through on the Lilliput, actually. Because Number Howl is, I think, by far my strongest Pokemon. Oh,
Captain
hey,
Hurricane.
raid from Captain Hurricane. Hey, good evening. How you guys doing? How was Shut Up and Drive, I think is what you were streaming.
You really shouldn't tell your raters to shut up. That's not very good. Streaming.
Yeah, I know. I'm a terrible streamer. I'm so I just enjoy bullying my viewers. Buck up and drive. There we go.
Much cheerier.
It is a racing / fighting game. It's very strange.
Oh, I think I've seen a little bit of that on Twitter.
And it would yell ACAT. Oh my god. I know that like some of the like the billboards that you pass in like the outrun driving mode occasionally show rainbow and trans flags, and there's like a setting in the options to turn that off, and instead of turning it off, it just makes all the billboards rainbow and trans flags.
I forgot about that.
It is very good. Did you say it evolves into like Herdier at level 16?
Yes, I believe it is 16.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna march through this then. Okay. It was put in again because of the Steam reviews. Oh yeah, amazing. I'm glad. This is what true game development is. But I'm glad the game's good. Ooh, Takedown.
Oh, nice. I just got flame charge on Bear Hoots.
I mean, we don't need Leer anymore. I mean, you'd only use Takedown once, right? But
What do you mean?
Because the recoil damage is risky. But if you kill the target, then it's fine.
I thought it was on the lower end of recoil, but I will go check.
I would say play to find out, but that is immediately risky in what we are currently doing.
Okay. Takedown. Come on. And that is recoil equal to 1/4. Okay, which is pretty low. Still, when we're playing in desperation survival mode, which is all of the time.
Yeah.
Still not comforting, however.
Nod sagely. As I just steamroll that Panpour. Goodbye.
Okay, good to know which one has the Panpour, so I can...
It's the first one, then it's Panseris the second.
Also, Raiders, I feel it needs to be remarked that our monkey is named Fergayas.
And not Fergay ass. Yes.
Lord, I'm happy we walked right into that.
I saved us in that it's like, no, this should probably be camel case, and you're like, no, it's just all one word, and I'm like,
okay.
All right. We can.
You only mentioned that it, can be read as Fergay ass. After we had closed it down, you're like, oh.
No, it was still on screen for me. I had the chance of backing out and then decided to commit to the bit.
I see, but I had already done it. I see. I'll let you have this one.
No, we're gonna keep focusing the XP into you until you become a Herdier, and then we can move on to other matters.
Love to grab my tiny dog Pokemon, hold up to my face and say, "You're not good enough. You must become stronger." Which preschool are you fighting? The one in the corner?
This is the third one near the slide. It's Pensage.
Okay, cool. I can never remember which order they go in.
I didn't remember either. I just rolled up to the first one and say, "Hey, how much money you got in your pockets?"
The fact that you only get like
40 cents from them, yeah.
It is sad. It's truly sad.
The law says they have to give up what 1/3 of their money.
Just the idea of The our character does not go, no, please keep it. You are two. And instead, it's like,
Thanks.
yes, let this be a lesson to you for next time.
Get good, scrub.
Don't play.
I do love the conceit that everybody else's Pokemon actually naturally just faint upon taking KO damage, but our Pokemon die. It's only us. There's some kind of like...
all of our Pokemon have some kind of horrible disease that spreads between Pokeballs.
Cast Doom on all of our Pokemon. Oh, Sharon shows up here, right?
Yeah, I think he shows up just a couple steps from you.
I'm ready to go find him now, it's fine.
Okay. I have one more preschooler to run through. I might have it. Maybe
You don't
two,
start on your race, do you? Oh, you do start on your race, okay. Womp womp.
Yeah, he's
At
right.
level 14. Take down, die.
Let's see.
Lillipup is the Dark Knight of Pokemon, dealing self-inflicting damage.
That is so brave of Lillipup to tear itself apart for us.
Oh, a Purloin. That will deal no damage. Time to just kill it with a double slap until it goes away.
Time to embarrass it to death.
It does have assist, so it means it might be able to try and use
Oh my
Ember,
God,
but
yeah.
it does not have a special attack stat.
It has assist? We need to get it to a vet.
We've got the jokes, party
Jokes.
people. We have the jokes.
Comedy.
Please hit 5 times. This actually is not doing that much damage. I think the previous big cutie was maybe more of a threat.
I'm inclined to agree, though we do need to keep in mind that Big Cutie did have big in its name. So Captain Hurricane is flashing the red light. The cane is ready to pull me off stage.
I do enjoy the fact that this Purloin got Tail Whip off twice, used Fury Swipes, and still did basically less than 10 damage. Pathetic.
You know, the idea of, like, all the world's a stage combines with being told, like, there is a giant vaudeville cane coming to drag you off very intimidatingly. Like, is this going to drag me into space, or...
It feels very kind of like indie horror walking game, very Poppy's Playtime, very Slender Man 10 pages, where 8 pages, I don't know, where a cane is just chasing you through some woods.
Oh, I know. I got you, Captain. Megazord.
No,
with the cane.
okay.
We need more elderly kaiju. Especially, like, elderly kaiju-sized mecha.
I mean, surely most of those kaiju are supposed to be like ancient beasts or whatever.
Oh, sure, but I mean, they don't
But
have
actually with
canes.
Gramps energy,
They don't
yeah.
have T-mugs that say #1 grandpa.
Godzilla with like really hairy eyebrows and a wispy beard.
That finally someone understands why I haven't watched Godzilla yet. The eyebrows just aren't up to snuff.
I guess we go and... Do you want to go and see what this Pokemon is for this area? Do we want to go find that shit out?
Sure. I am currently wrapping up with Sharon, but I am happy to dive into that once this is done.
Sure. Big money, no whammies. Pidove or Blitzel, please. I already have a Pat Rat. I don't need to take this one. Go away.
Zilla with a foxy grandpa hat. Yes.
They make trucker hats big enough for Godzilla?
This Purloin just hit me with furry swipes. I mean, kind of. Fury swipes that crit twice. And still didn't even break half of Pups Gang's HP.
Pups Gang!
Hashtag Pups Gang. Tweet your Pups Gang on Twitter with hashtag Pups Gang, and I will report you to the police.
A bit of, okay.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm
Potentially
just not-
more reliable than Blitzel, to be honest with you.
Definitely. I am currently mashing through a bunch
Oh,
of
it has Gust. I forgot. It's fine. We live in. It's fine. I just need to switch to something that isn't weak to that.
I actually didn't rough you up too much.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it to do like a full damage off the bat, but it's like I can't do multiple rounds of that if that crits were
what
done.
I got is a Pat Rat. Okay, so I can just
Reroll.
charge this booty away. 'Cause it's
We can throw a Pokeball at that level of health. Caught!
Okay, let's find out what is number 2. Will it be my fine feathered friend? It is a Pidove. Cool.
Okay.
We are in there. Parity maintained, assuming I can catch it. Verhoot, please do not obliterate. Verhoot is like almost a good name for a Decidueye. Okay,
that is
second
very-
tackle, good I did not crit it. Now it's in the yellow and I can catch this sucker real easy.
Oh yeah, while we're staring at this, I really love the UI of the Pokedex screens in this game. Very good.
Oh yeah.
It's just a nice vibe. Might need to steal its ideas for something, I'm sure.
And it lets the eye drift over things in very, like, pleasing manner.
It just feels very up to date, because all of the games are set in like 20 minutes in the future, really. But it's not until this game where the UI actually kind of felt like modern, right?
True. Okay, let's... You know what, yeah, okay, this one goes out to one of our viewers. Let's do it. Are you
Right.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, Captain.
Zilla.
Captain Zilla, let's go. I'm thinking CPT dot space Zilla.
Mm-hmm. I usually shorten Captain as CAP''N. Captain Zilla.
Hey, Captain Hurricane, how would you prefer Captain be shortened?
I am floating just so it's clear.
Definitely starts with a C. I think we can agree on that.
Do I have enough space for... No, it has to be
I don't
case.
think so, no.
No space, but that's fine. Castle's Way is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
They
we can
fly
do
at
that.
least, yes. We have our pilots. Okay, Captain Zilla.
Okay, now let's take a peek at our Captain Zillas before we wrap up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because I don't think we're going to be in a position to go and... we can just do a fight instead. We already have one of you. Go home.
Okay, my Captain Zilla, high defense, low speed, which is okay. Yeah, means I'm less likely to get owned by rocks, but we have a full party right now.
Yeah.
Intimidating.
I mean, even though we have a full party, that doesn't mean we're necessarily going to use all of them. I haven't touched
Oh, sure.
my Pat Rat at all.
Me neither. But still, you compare where we were before, and this is going much smoother.
In fact, once we hit the cave, it means that we actually have a point of obsolescence, which is very, very useful. Okay, let's go and have a look at the stats of my Pit of Captainzilla. The ability Big Pecs, which I do not remember what that does. Let's look. Summary. Plus special defense minus defense, which sure. Big Pecs protects the Pokemon from defense lowering attacks. Okay. Well, if its defense is going to be bad, then I suppose that's actually a useful balance.
Yeah, just don't throw it out against rock types. Don't do it. Oh wow,
reasonably easy enough to do.
Look at the stream UI. You have a shadow pit of.
Oh right, wow, that's true.
Aggressively keying.
It's what needs to be done, unfortunately.
No, I get you.
Okay, I can actually save.
Yes.
You can
Content
save.
recorded.
Amazing. And then I will also save state because I do not fucking trust it. File, save state. Yes. Save to sort 1. Okay. Yes. Well, I mean, this is our regular runtime. We've run for our 3 hours, and I don't want to go too late myself. So let's go see who is about. Who can we pass the love on to? Oh, they might be at the tail end of it, but Valdrianth is currently streaming Heartbeats in Perfect Sync. Oh, gosh. What I can do before we go, I'm gonna go and put my new game live. Hold on.
Right now?
Yeah. Because I can just make it public now. My new game is available. Save. View page. All right. Yes, my new tabletop RPG, Ballad of Conjurers, is now it is now available to purchase. It is a tabletop RPG inspired by early 2000s JRPGs like Golden Sun, Skies of Arcadia, and Baten Kaitos. And it is a game that you play with D8s and intentionally instill melodrama in order to get mechanical bonuses. I'm very happy with the page layout. I think the pages are very pretty considering there's no artwork yet. But if you buy it now, you will be able to have artwork when that updates. And yes, thank you so much, Sukacube, for joining us on channel. I'm glad you had a fun time. And I hope you will continue to have a fun time on Valdrianth's channel, because that's who we are going to be passing on to. Please. There we go. Got it. Okay, well that's ticking down. I have been your androgynous AI game show host from the Future Caster.
I have been your amazing agender avian, Raffy the Owl.
And this has been the Neon Caster Twitch channel. Please give them your love. Goodbye!